Figures the one time I do good too in the intro. Oh, what an arsehole. I was almost scared to say anything, really. Oh, God. Alrighty. I was looking at the comments, I'm like, why? Well, I might as well just jump right in at this point because
my mom literally just texted me and was like, did he forget to turn it on?
Oh my good God. Sarah and I just had the most wonderful conversation off air thinking that I hit live and we didn't. But thank you so much to everybody who just showed up. I'm so sorry. And that is just hilarious. But hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, please. Because if you don't now, I don't know who's ever going to do it. But thank you so much to everybody. First and foremost, let me bring in the chat. I forgot to hit the live button. We were having a great conversation. I hit the music. We thought we were live and we just weren't. And it has nothing to do with her. She actually did fantastic. So hopefully take two is just as good. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Thank you to the mods. I actually said something like that was going to happen. So I'm glad I mentioned it. But Dame Dog, how are you? Roxanne, how are you? What's up, Linda? Alyosha, Jackie, how are you? What's going on, Laurie? Jolie. I appreciate you guys. Evie's on. Thank you for sticking around. You guys are probably like, where the hell is this guy? But thank you so much. Like I was saying earlier, thank you so much to everybody who got out there yesterday. We were talking behind the scenes. I'm not sure if they're done cleaning up the blood out of the streets or if the fires are all put out yet. But thank you so much. That's at least the rhetoric that Fox News is going to try to push on you guys. But to everybody that got out holding a sign, to everybody that dressed up in a costume, to anybody that just drove by the protest, honking your horns, showing support, whichever way that you got out and showed support yesterday, it was both peaceful, it was both civil, and it was both exactly what we needed at the exact time. And not to mention how worldwide this was. We're going to be taking up looking at a couple videos in a little bit on showing you just how widespread this protest was. We got a lot of other great videos to get to as well. A clip from Mehdi Hassan and the speech that he gave. We'll be calling out some of JD Vance's bullshit and Pete Hegseth's bullshit that they gave at Pendleton. We'll be talking about the delay that they caused and how that was handled. But without further ado, before I waste any more time, let's bring on a very special guest. I'm very happy and pleased that Sarah could join me on such short notice because this was an introduction made on Blue Sky just the other day or not too long ago, I think yesterday or the day before. And she has a very important town council meeting coming up on Tuesday. So I thought it would be a great use of my platform to make sure that we got in an activist from Massachusetts, from my old stomping grounds, somebody that I can very much relate to. So Sarah, I'm so sorry. Let me see if I can bring in for like the fourth time, I think. I'm sorry. I really appreciate you joining me. And again, like I've said, I think 10 times now, thank you for being here on such short notice. I know this is very new to you, and I appreciate you for taking the time and hopping out there in the spotlight. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. That was, I just really appreciated my mom sending me a text halfway through that being like, wait, is it on? Shout out to
you have
mom.
no idea. I was almost too embarrassed, honestly, and too scared to tell her we weren't live. Like I almost did the 2 hours and I was just going to post it after. Like, oh my Lanta. Well, at least we got a good laugh. At least it's been like a good way to break the ice, let's say, for
Absolutely. But thank you for being
as
here.
I was saying before, let me just say thank you, Sarah. And can you give the chat, because I know, like you said, this is the first time that you've done something like this. Can you give the chat and everybody watching just a short background about yourself, how where you grew up, how you got into something like this, and then we can get into obviously the very important activism and the town meeting that we can talk about as well. So please give us a little background about yourself for the fourth time.
For sure. So my name is Sarah Whitman. I am a Massachusetts resident. Have been here my whole life. I've been a Democrat my whole life, thanks to my parents, who were both on the blue side of the spectrum. So they were my sort of I guess how I grew up is on that side
Right.
of the spectrum, but I didn't really get deeply involved in politics or activism until just this year. Following the 2024 election, I was really surprised by how things went. I realized after some reflection how much I didn't know about America,
Right.
partly due to being raised in a blue state. And I spent a lot of time learning and trying to understand how we got here. And I'm still doing a lot of that learning today. I don't know everything by all means, but what I did was I used the Google machine and I looked up where I can volunteer in where I live in the Bridgewater area. And I found this group called Bridgewater Communities for Civil Rights. And what they do is they promote civil and human rights and social justice. And how they do that is through protests, educational opportunities. They do a lot in going to town council meetings, which we're going to talk about in a minute. And it's just been a really interesting experience learning from a lot of older people who have been doing this for a long time. And the way I see it is sort of a handoff from one generation to the next on how we're going to continue carrying this torch forward. And as a millennial, and for our Gen Zs and Gen As out there as well.
Now I got to ask you, how was yesterday for you? I saw that you posted a few pictures, a few clips out there. You were out there, activated and supporting. So was there a big crowd where you were? Were you happy with the turnout? Were you talking to people? What was kind of the feeling that you were getting yesterday from the people that you were talking to?
Yeah, absolutely. So BCCR hosted the No Kings protest in Bridgewater yesterday. We had estimated somewhere between 550 and 700 people that
Nice.
attended, which is pretty big. Back in June when we hosted, we had about 300 people. So growth. From speaking to people there, it was an interesting crowd. I think a lot of people were there that had been there before and had protested before, but there were a few people who were new. There was one gentleman I spoke to who, his name was Steve. He was saying, I made a last minute decision to come here. I was expecting this to be a bunch of, Antifa type leftists. And
Mm-hmm.
when I got here, I realized I'm just in good company. These are
Right.
normal
Right.
people. And afterwards, we're emailing through the group and somebody sends us a blog post that Steve had written. And he writes in his blog post that he voted the wrong way
Right.
in the last election. And he's learned a lot since then. And he's sort of woken up. So that definitely, even if all of this was just for that one guy to show up and
Right.
see what it's really like, and then say to me, I want to get more involved, it was worth it. It was
Right.
100% worth it. So have hope out there if you're listening. There's a lot to be hopeful for.
Right. And we were talking earlier about how like activism is a double-edged sword. Like, it can be so fulfilling, but it also shows you how little, you were involved before and how much you could have, how much more you could have done earlier on. You know what I mean? So it's almost like it's a wake-up call. And then, as you said, there's so much to learn. There's so many, every time you look, there's a different community that needs to be helped. There's somebody else that needs assistance. And, it's, sometimes can be a lot. So we appreciate you getting involved. We thank you for all your activism and talking to people. And like you said, even if it's just the one gentleman, even if it's just Steve, that you could change his mind, and then Steve maybe goes on to talk to one of his family members, and the chain kind of starts like that, and then that you've done your part in that. So we really do appreciate you, and it's I'm pleased to be able to use my platform to not only raise awareness for what we'll be talking about, but for people that may not have the opportunity to get their message out as well. And I spent a lot of time in Bridgewater myself. I promise, not at the prison. Not at the prison, at the hockey rinks. My dad will attest. My dad's usually in the chat. So no, I spent a lot of time in Bridgewater playing at hockey rinks, whether it be through Seahawks or any CDL or high school or whatever it was. So we spent a lot of time at the restaurants and meeting the people of Bridgewater and talking to the Zamboni drivers and the people that worked at the rinks and stuff like that. So to be able to give back in some tiny way is very fulfilling to me. So we were talking about the BCCR, right? So can you just give a little bit of information on how people can find that, how people can get involved, maybe a little bit more about, you know, what it does and stuff like that, if we kind of missed anything, because I want to kind of really make sure that people know that, you know, that's where you're coming from. There's places where they can get involved, anybody from the Massachusetts area. You also have a great link that you send, hopefully we'll be going through in the chat, of all different, I don't know what they like, businesses and activist groups and all different types of things, and where you can get, people can get involved, right?
Yep,
So
exactly.
that's also good. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so Bridgewater Communities for Civil Rights, where I am involved, is a group that was founded back in 2015, 2016 timeframe, after 2 local incidents where individuals were being verbally harassed because they were perceived to be Muslim. As a result of that, BCCR kind of came together and they went to town council and got the town council to unanimously approve a proclamation on January 19th of 2016, affirming that the right of all citizens to live without fear of verbal or physical assault, and to be able to express their culture freely. So that's kind of how we started. And then since then, we've worked to defend individual rights, fight bias, fight racism in Bridgewater specifically. It's
Now,
all
this is
done.
a 501c3, right?
Correct. Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
So anything I say that's partisan, that's my own opinion. It's not BCCR opinion. Just to be clear.
Well, you're on the right show. We are like, you know, proudly partisan here.
So yeah, everything that BCCR does is rooted in the ideas of compassion and advocacy, and our focus is really on educating the public, mobilizing action, and building support networks and influencing policy, which are really just the ways that you can make a difference in your own community. Now, a little bit more about my list of places. So I have a decent following on TikTok, and I started getting a lot of questions from people that sounded like this. I want to get involved, but I don't know where to begin. Help me. How do I do this? And so I was like, you know what? I can't answer every individual's comment with this question one by one. So I'm just going to put a list together. And what I found from putting
and that's
this
just
list,
underneath me while you're talking. Sorry, just anybody that needs the link. This is the link just underneath me. If you want to click over while you're listening and kind of check out all the fantastic groups. I had a chance to check it out earlier, and it was a great list that you put together. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I basically took it upon myself to identify groups in Massachusetts or places in Massachusetts where people can go to either volunteer, get involved, or donate. Some of these are more political organizations. Some of these are just as simple as a food bank.
Yeah, it seemed very wide ranging, which is good too.
Exactly. Yeah. My goal was to try and get somewhere for every town, which is actually really hard. And the thing that I learned from that is it's really not that easy to figure out where to go volunteer locally. So I'm glad that I put it together, but I want people to know that if you are listening and you are outside of Massachusetts, that you can go do this too. If you are a good Googler, then go create a spreadsheet and find these places and put it together and share it, because it removes that first barrier to entry for people, which is I'm giving up because I can't find what I need on the internet. So
yeah,
now
that first step is typically the most difficult, and once you get into these groups, you're bound to meet other people that have other friendships that you can use, or that you could benefit from, and you kind of progress from there. So like you said, that getting that first foot in the door is typically the most difficult. Like you said, is the question that you're always getting: how the hell, I want to do something, but how? You know what I mean? So
exactly.
Lists like this. And just quick question for like volunteering in Bridgewater. You don't have to be from Bridgewater in order to go and help out, right? Correct?
No, I'm not
Okay.
from
Wanna make sure.
Bridgewater, actually.
That's right too. That's right too. I probably should have.
So you don't have to be, but it is encouraged to, if there is a place that is in your town, then absolutely volunteer in your town. We just don't have a lot of options in East Bridgewater, where I live. It's a very red town. So
is it really?
A right to farm community, as they say.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is a little more rural than the
it is a great place to live. I will give it that, but I haven't been able to find a lot from a getting involved standpoint here.
Yeah, I mean, the nightlife in East Bridgewater, I don't know if it's really known for its big nightlife.
Oh yeah.
But it's great that you're making the list and people can get involved, and I like that you're instructing other people. Like, this isn't something that you have to be have like a superior set of skills or anything like that. If you can use Google and you can figure out, you can do a little research on the groups to make sure that they're doing what they say they're doing on the tin, you know what I mean, and it's not a scam or anything like that, then anybody can go out there and raise awareness and give other people options and how they can get involved. Like you said, I've been putting the website for for the BCCR, just to make sure that people can go out there. And if they want to share that out with other people, if you want to post it to Blue Sky, if you want to post it to other social media sites, that would be fantastic. And you have a very important meeting coming up on Tuesday, which is why I wanted to, kind of the rush to have you on, because, I thought it would be, more advantageous to you to be able to get your message out and to raise awareness before the meeting than afterwards. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on Tuesday, how you'd like people to show up and support, a little bit of what it's about, and, let people in on what's going on. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So this coming Tuesday, we have our town council meeting in Bridgewater. They happen monthly. They probably happen monthly in your town too, wherever you live, just to be clear. But what BCCR is doing at this upcoming town council meeting is we're going to be reading a statement on immigration concerns in the community. I'm not going to read you the statement. We're not making it public, but essentially we're calling out what we're seeing happen across Massachusetts, and we're asking our town council that they do everything from a legal standpoint to make sure that residents of Bridgewater are protected from illegal arrest procedures. And the more support we can get in that room, the better. Because if it's just one person with, 3 or 4 people there to support, then town council is not going to pay as much attention. So if you are in the Bridgewater area, especially if you are a resident of Bridgewater, please come to the town council meeting. It's at the Academy building on October 21st, this coming Tuesday at 7 p.m. All you got to do is show up and sit there and listen. That's it. And
just support, because it's typically pressure, like you said, that makes these town council move and jump. You know what I mean? If there's enough pressure or money or whatever it may be in front of them, then they're more willing to kind of abide by what the citizens are asking for, rather than, like you said, if there's 2 or 3 people there, they're just they'll send it, they'll send it away without giving it a second thought. But what are your thoughts on what you've seen from ICE and Border Patrol and the use of the National Guard, not just in Massachusetts, but throughout the country, as we've seen in places like Portland, Chicago, I mean, any number of places. Obviously, that must kind of set off some alarm bells and some emotions, and especially with what you're doing, given the circumstances too. So, just give us a little bit of what you think is going on and what you've seen so far with the use of ICE as political pawns as weapons, in my opinion.
Yeah, my personal opinion is it's illegal. Like, it's straight up illegal. There should never be a masked officer anywhere at any time in the United States of America. That alone is enough to really piss me off. For them to, and I know your audience has probably seen this, but the videos of them tackling people, of arresting protesters, of arresting people and leaving their kids in the street, which is happening here in Massachusetts, by the way, it's disgusting. There was a 13-year-old boy recently in Massachusetts who was taken by ICE and taken to Virginia, and his mother can't get him back. Like, it's absolutely abhorrent and disgusting, and it doesn't make sense in America, right? Like, the fact that they are getting away with it is one of the most horrifying things I have ever seen. And for me, instead of dwelling on the feeling that it brings for me, I use that feeling to push me forward, to do something about it, because it's not worth it to just wallow in the sorrow or rage or whatever. You have to use that to perpetuate change. And support these families and these people who are struggling and being oppressed. It's absolutely disgusting.
We've made it a point here to to show and highlight those videos, not the pregnant mother getting, tackled to the ground, the father of the 3 active duty Marines, the pastor or the priest getting shot in the head the other day. I mean, it's just video after video after video, and it's not just the videos, it's like the brazen, arrogant, flippant nature in which they're going about it too, because they've been given tacit permission by the highest authority in this country to act as demeaning and degrading and as violent as they can, as they choose to be, right? There's really no line in the sand that they could cross in which Donald Trump would be like, that's too far, or, Tom Homan would be, that's too far, or anything like that. So, when you're seeing, a group of 10, relatively, not relatively, but 100% harmless people, dancing, or the group I'm talking about is the one where the priest was involved in.
Yeah.
There's 3 ICE officers in, Fallujah gear, ready to go into Iraq or Afghanistan, and they're 35 feet on a roof. Nobody's throwing anything. Nobody was even yelling. People are kind of chanting and dancing or whatever, talking up to them, and they're just shooting pepper balls down, from the hip. And those things can cause that thing gets you in the eye, that thing gets you in the mouth if you're looking up and you got your mouth. I mean, that thing's going to cause some serious damage. And they got the guy right in the forehead, but they don't care. They don't, there's no sympathy. There's no empathy. There's no, okay, I know what you're feeling, right? I'm a US citizen too. So, I can kind of feel and know what you guys are feeling in the streets. There's none of that. It's just as brutal as they could possibly be, filming everything they could possibly film so they can make their propaganda videos afterwards, so they can use it for more recruiting, so they can get another fucking Dean Cain or some bullshit, right? and it's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous, and they're doing it in broad daylight. And we were talking about the nasty video that Trump put out, where he's literally the president of the United States, quite literally taking a shit on his own country. Like, he doesn't see the fucking irony in that when he posts that. You know what I mean? It's just, they don't see it. It's in broad daylight. And because they have their hands in their fingers on every one of these federal agencies that has the fucking control, they don't care. You know what I mean? There's nobody above them telling them not to do that. It's Donald Trump telling them, if they spit, you hit. You know what I mean? We're going to be as brutal as we possibly can. Going into Home Depot parking lots. If you look brown, we're going to take you down. It's broad. It's really couldn't be any more out in the open and in broad daylight. So that the work you're doing, raising awareness, help for, marginalized communities, talking about immigration and how it built this country and how it's completely antithetical to the premise that this country was built off of, to just round up people that came here seeking a better life, sometimes through the most difficult of circumstances, through the most harsh terrain on the fucking planet, and somehow managed to get here, raise a family, been here 20 years, may not be fully legal, but has contributed to society, has paid taxes, has a job, fucking their money is spent in the community. Like, to send those people away is just, I don't know, it's beyond the realm. So again, the work that you're doing is so important, especially at this moment in time. So we thank you for that too.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for everyone who's going to listen to this or is listening to this is the way you make a difference is at home. You can't change what's happening on a national level, but you can change what's happening at home, in your hometown where you live. And if you live in a big city, in your borough, every one of us has a lot more power than we think we do. And if we all just showed up and gave a little bit of our time, or a donation, if that's what we can offer, or your skills, right? Like, I always talk about artists specifically. Like, if you're an artist, if you can paint, if you can do some fancy stuff with like screen printing,
right,
you are more needed now than ever. So please show
I mean,
up.
just think of propaganda posters, and I know we haven't been properly introduced, but my background kind of stems from World War II studies, and interest in fascism, not interest, but interest in fighting fascism and learning about it to know what to combat, and authoritarianism, and Mussolini, Hitler, the whole 9 yards. So I mean, it's there's a one-to-one. There's actually so many one-to-ones that we could point to from the rhetoric and the tactics and the propaganda usage by the GOP and the Republicans now, to what we saw back in the the 30s and 40s in a little place called Germany. You know what I mean? And people used to call it hyperbole. They used to say it was hyperbolic to say these things. but not when the president of the United States is quoting Mein Kampf, not when he's saying poison in the blood of our people and calling people vermin. I mean, these are very specific terms used by very specific people in the past for a very specific reason, and you don't use them unless you have that same purpose in mind. So, just to bring up the connection is it's smart too. It's just fact. That's all it is. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I am proudly anti-fascist, and everyone should say I am also proudly anti-fascist at any opportunity you get, because that's what America was built on. We're Antifa just like our grandparents were, like our great-grandparents were, when they fought against the Nazis in Germany in World War II. That's what we are. It's an ideology. It's not a group. I don't have an ID card. I don't pay dues. That's not
I
how
saw
it
a ton of
works.
signs yesterday saying that, like, I am not a paid member. Like, I don't need to be paid. You was like a lot of the sign. Let me see if I can pull up, because I think we should probably see if I can show this without screwing too many things up here.
Uh-oh. Are we live?
She's already caught on. Sarah already knows. My mods do the same thing whenever I'm like, let me try something. They're like, oh shit. Here we go. Get the fire extinguisher. Let me see here, because I think this is one of the better signs. Let's see if I can find it in an instance here.
I saw one where this lady had it was like she made like a driver's license, and then she held it and it was her face inside of it, and it said Antifa.
Yeah, this isn't this is not suitable for work, but let me see if I can. How do I just share screen? I think I can share that whole window. Yeah, I can share this. I'm gonna have to take your name off for just a second. Put this on the screen. So elect a rapist, expect to be fucked. Pardon my French. You know what I mean? Like, and then Donald Trump is a rapist, and then the one on the left there was the world is going to be changed by angry women, which, again, all signs, all true. But this was my sign for my contender for best sign that I saw yesterday, and we had some. I mean, I went. I moved from the Boston area to Southern California a few months ago. So we were out and about here in Southern California, and, what is typically kind of known as a more MAGA friendly area, I would say, to see the amount of people that we saw out on the streets was absolutely wild. And, it goes to your point that you were talking about. Like, it's just, you'll be surprised how many like-minded people you can find, and how, you're not alone when you just get out there and do stuff, right? You're out there and you get active and you meet these people, and, you very quickly feel like you're not alone. And yesterday was a great example of that. Again, we'll look at it in a little bit, but to see the amount of people that come out throughout the world and not just in the United States was very good. Another good point that I'd like to talk about that you made is local politics, right? So getting involved in your school council, in your town, meetings, in your town selectmen, your town boards, even down to whatever it is, HOA, you know what I mean? To have these things not run by, absolute lunatics that want, the worst for our society and only want white people, and, a Christo nationalist, fundamentalist society and all these things, the better off our society will be. So again, like you were saying, it starts, at home, it starts in your community, it starts where your kids are going to go to school. Like, as important as the national stage is, you want to make sure that, you're taking care of home first. That way you can, have the most change, affect the most change, and make sure you're combating, the bullshit that goes on in some of these smaller towns with the, with whatever council that you may be involved in. Right. So it's very important that we continue to talk about those things as well. So I appreciate you bringing that up too. But, one of the questions I had is, like, where do you think we go from here as far as what's going on with ICE? Like, does it get exponentially worse before it gets better? Or, do we start, seeing these protests have some effect? Because I still believe, with as big as the protests were yesterday, like, we have a long way to go with these protests. And eventually I do believe they will converge on a lesser number of much larger protests that will hopefully lead to a general strike, in my opinion, that will lead to some change, and make sure that we show these people that we the people have the power. And if we don't work, you corporate assholes and billionaires don't make your fucking money. You don't get to buy your 14th jet or your 19th home, right? So we hold the power. We just got to make sure that we show it. But it's difficult to get people to say, okay, I'm not going to work today, or because people need to put food on the table. It's just they got us kind of in that spot where, you know, you're so low paid and you need the money so much that you almost can't afford to take the time off to show your activism anymore. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I think this is probably the most important question that we should be asking ourselves, because things with ICE and getting people to engage in a general strike is not going to happen from a protest. But a protest, especially the protests that happened at the size that they did yesterday, gives people the encouragement that they are not alone. And it gives them the space to start reaching other people that are like-minded. So it's just a starting point. It's like shooting a gun. It's pulling the trigger. It's not the bullet actually flying, right? And that's a horrible. I hate guns, so I don't know why I use that. I couldn't think of anything else. An arrow. I don't know. Like, I'm an archer.
Well, it's just the connections being made yesterday, right? I'm sure there was a ton of people that made connections that now are linked up on social media, got a phone number, you know, realized you live in the same community as somebody else, and now you can go to a meeting with this person, or you know, now you can have dinner every Tuesday, and right.
It starts very small, and I think people have this expectation that resistance is this like big thing that is a big to do. It's not. It's super, super small. It's in the one conversation I had with Steve yesterday.
Right.
It's in taking that one extra can of food you have in your pantry that you're never going to eat to your local food pantry. It's doing those small things and building those small connections that is going to facilitate the beginning. And once enough people do those things, then the wheel starts to turn faster and faster, right? If we do really well at things like mutual aid, making sure our food banks are well stocked, making sure that thrift stores that we all donate to are well stocked, then that facilitates the way we can go through with a true general strike, because then you have the infrastructure in place to not work, because then you don't have to worry about putting food on the table. You know that you can go to this place in your town to get yourself what you need to feed your family that evening. But it takes all of us doing those one small things once a day, once a week. And if everybody did it, that's resistance. It's so small. So that's why these protests are important. It gives visibility. It turns the news in that direction. It pisses off Donald Trump enough to post a video that he's shitting on America, whatever. It's getting the attention. And it's also getting people to engage with one another in real life.
Right.
And that's what's needed.
Thank you so much for everything you're doing. Thank you so much for coming on such short notice. Can you just one more time let everybody know what time and where that Tuesday meeting is going to be? Maybe one more time with the civil rights group that you work for, and just anything else where they could find you on social media, wherever people can reach out, stuff like that. So I really do appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So this coming Tuesday, October 21st at 7 p.m. at the Academy building in Bridgewater, there's our town council meeting where we're going to be presenting our immigration statement. You can find me on TikTok at Slarry, Slarrry. I'm also on Blue Sky, same handle. And what else? Did I miss something? BCCR, Bridgewater Communities for Civil Rights. We're a group committed to defending civil and human rights, promoting social and racial justice. And thank you for being here, or thank you for asking me to be here, Brian. I really appreciate it.
No, it's my pleasure, and I apologize. I apologize about the beginning.
It was
totally
it gave
my
me a
fault.
dry run.
I am just so happy that I just mentioned in passing like how much I suck at the tech side of this. That way you didn't think like I thought I was really good at this. So like I'm glad I got that out there. I'm glad we could do the dry run. You did an absolutely amazing job for having not done something like this before. I think you're fantastic at it, and I think there should be a lot of people that are having people not on their shows as well, people that may not have the ability to reach as many people as you like on these other platforms or whatever it may be. So thank you so much for fighting. Thank you so much for supporting democracy and marginalized communities and speaking up. So I would be very happy to hear how things progress, how Tuesday goes. If you need my help with anything, if you need my help getting out the message, getting out a link, getting out a date, a time, anything like that, then feel free to reach out. I'd be more than happy to help. All right.
Thank you. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
I appreciate it. And please apologize to your mom for me.
Mom, did you hear that? Okay, bye.
Thank you so much. Oh man, what an arsehole I am. I can't believe that. You should have seen how red my face got. It was such a good conversation. I actually, for the first time, had like a good opening, right? She was fantastic. She was fantastic again, too. But, so it was just unbelievable how that worked. But thank you so much, Sarah, again, for coming on such short notice. I know you're busy. I know you got a lot going on. But I really wanted to make sure that I use this platform to, to help the areas that I frequented, that I grew up in, and make sure that I'm kind of giving back and using the platform that I have to, to help people that don't have a similar platform. So thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be taking a look at some great video from yesterday, some great pictures from yesterday, some great speeches from yesterday. Again, I want to continuously applaud you guys for getting out there and being peaceful, for using your voice, getting the message out, not holding back, being aggressive, but also making sure that we didn't give Fox News and OAN and RSBN and the right wing anything to feed off of. So you guys were unbelievable, regardless of what state, regardless of what town, regardless of how big of protest you were at. You played just as an important role as the next person. So I really, really do appreciate it. It was great to see. And, if I could bring this on just to show you guys that it was not, let's see here. That's Boston. Yeah, here. I just want to bring this on for you guys because this just goes to show you that it was not just, sorry, not that one, this one. Stop screen, put this on, share screen. And it was, this one. Because it was not just the United States, which is crazy. I didn't even really, and I know this happens when these rallies take place, but it just wasn't something that I was really worried about or thinking about, right? I was worried about, the protests around here and, how the people in the United States were going to show up and, keeping it peaceful and making sure that the right had nothing to kind of feed off of as far as this, violent rhetoric, Antifa bullshit that they've been trying to push. So, I was pleasantly surprised, and I have been pleasantly surprised at the end of all these hands off, no kings, right? To see that it's not just the United States. Like, people are watching from around the world. People are engaging and are being active, even when they're not in the United States. And it's not just Americans that live abroad. These are also, foreigners that are living and born, were raised in that country, also going up to hold, going out to hold up signs that say no kings, no tyrants, to support the United States. You know what I mean? So let me see if I can play just a little bit of this video here. This is from, I think this is CBS, and it says, "No Kings protest footage around U.S. and the world," right? So let's check out a little bit of this. So we got St. Augustine, Florida, right off the bat. We got Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's see here, because I think there was Germany. Here's Hollywood, Florida, Washington, D.C. Let's see here, Detroit, Michigan. And again, I don't know what the exact, I'm not sure what the exact figures are from yesterday, but I would be willing to go out and say that it was at least one of, if not the largest, show or demonstration or day of protest in this country's history. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. I'm not sure, again, if, all the numbers have been put together yet, but I've heard something like 250,000 people in Chicago, right? Hundreds of thousands, in New York and Boston. I mean, it was just unbelievable to see. And let me see here, because I know one of these, this is Detroit again, Washington. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, here's Berlin, right? Here's Berlin, Germany. Check this out. My European friends are right. ICE sucks. You see this sign? That's great. Let's see. Land of the home of the free, of the brave here. No kings. Love it.
Trump is a wannabe dictator, a fascist. If opposing Trump is Antifa, then I am Antifa.
Love it. So good show of support there. And I think there was one other, what was this other one too that they showed? And there was many more, but this is just what they covered here in this. Let's see here. I thought there was one more that they showed at least. Here, let's see. I can pull it up this way. Let's see. No kings worldwide, baby. Yeah, here you go. Video shows no kings footage around the world. Global National October. This is great. I love this shit. I really do love this shit. Let me put this on the screen for you guys.
On this Saturday night, millions expected to march against the Trump administration. Another round of nationwide protests in the No Kings movement. The attacks on free speech and fears of authoritarianism fueling demonstrators.
He is dismissed.
Oh, you know what? I probably should, again, for anybody that hasn't seen it. Ugh. This is, again, what we were talking about in our discussion there. Let me see if I can, what was it? Oh, did I even, maybe I didn't even put it up. Oh, no, I did. So in case anybody didn't see it, if you were out demonstrating yesterday, if you were out, peacefully using and demonstrating your First Amendment right, then you didn't quite see this. But yes, the President of the United States yesterday actually posted an AI video of himself in a jet fighter shitting on not only the United States, not only the people that he's supposed to preside over and represent, but also, if I'm not mistaken, his home city. So, again, I'm not sure what message he was trying to pull off here, but check out how degrading and nasty and childish and petulant and like stupid it is for him to post this crap. Oh, hold on. I got to mute it. I don't want to get a copyright. Now, watch this. Now, okay. First of all, you can't put fucking the Burger King guy in a jet fighter. Second of all, his mask isn't even covering his face, which is fine with me. I hope he goes up to at least 40, 50, 60,000 feet with his mask like that. Should work perfectly. But yeah, we'll keep going. So he's now flying over, I believe, New York City. There's Harry Sisson. And yes, folks, this is the people protesting. This is what the president is posting on his channel. Times Square. I mean, what are we doing, dude? What are we doing? Like, quite literally, you couldn't make that up. That's the president saying he's shitting on his own country. I mean, there's just no other way to interpret that. Not only is he shitting on his own country, like I said, but also in his home city, also on his constituents. But again, if Joe Biden, Barack Obama, if anybody ever, a president were to post something like that on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, they would be absolutely hung from the streets in the center square. It would be not even comparable whatsoever. But before we do that, let's go back. I want to take a look at the global. I want to see how global this was, because there was actually, hold on. There was a good Blue Sky post about that. No Kings World Wide. Just kind of give us, I think it was an Instagram post. Just kind of gives you a good idea at just how many different countries. Let me see if I can find that. Oh, maybe it's right here. Protests across the globe. One day ago. Oh, here you go. Right here. Sorry. Took me a minute to find it and put this on the stage for you guys. There we go. All right. So play. This is No Kings rallies erupt worldwide in protest of the Trump administration. So this was Berlin.
I'm here because I'm a U.S. citizen, was born in the U.S., have been deeply troubled by the turns that have taken place since Trump got reelected, and don't accept what's happening.
So it says hundreds gathered in Berlin to protest President Donald Trump's policies during a No Kings rally.
I have a friend who has said that...
I don't know why they're just playing this, but it was also Paris, London. I mean, you name it, and there was people out in the streets. I don't know why it's so difficult for me to find a fucking video of it right now. It was all over the place before I came on. Let's see here. 21 hours ago. Here you go. This was a good scene as well. That was cool. That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. And you can see they're turning the flag upside down. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see here. What does this show? This shows... And don't worry, we'll take a look at Chicago. We're going to take a look at Boston, obviously, New York City. But basically, I was trying to make the point that it was worldwide. And so far, I've only managed to show you Berlin and London. but I know there's been more. Let's see here, so I don't look like an idiot. No Kings protests, 7 million Americans rampage. Let's see. I'm trying to look for the worldwide. Oh, here we go. Hundreds protest outside U.S. Embassy in London. Let's see if I can put this on. Somewhere in the U.S., a young Hispanic girl is hiding in an attic writing a diary. Wow. Shiza. That's powerful.
We're going to be indivisible with Tesla takedown, with vote from abroad, with Ukraine solidarity campaign.
So again, it's good to see solidarity, as the lady was just saying, from people around the world, to know that we're not alone. Like, just as good as it is to see that you're not alone with your neighbors, not alone with people in your community, not alone with people in your state, like we saw yesterday. Like, it was so good to see other people just noticing, other people that had you pass them by in the streets, you may not be sure, were they on the right side of history, were they not on the right side of history, but seeing them face to face and the signs that they were carrying and how loudly they were protesting, like, it gives you some comfort in knowing that not everybody you pass that kind of gives off a different vibe, isn't on the right side of history. But just like we have that, like, camaraderie here, just to have that across the pond in London, in Berlin, in places like friggin', in places like Amsterdam, and places, around the world like that, just goes to show that we're on the right path and that other people have our back as well. People that have been through similar circumstances, either with communism or fascism before. So, very, very good to be able to look that way and see that we are doing the right thing. And that takes us to, let me take a look at this video, this footage too. This is from Chicago. Chicago showed out. And again, the cities that are, the most impacted, have seen the most strife really with ICE, law enforcement. It was probably a good guess to suggest that people were going to show up in large numbers in those areas, right? So it was, but even above and beyond what people were expecting, is what we saw in places like Chicago, New York, Boston. So let me just play a little bit of this, give you a little bit of a depiction of what we saw as far as crowd sizes in places like Chicago. Again, if you haven't seen it, if you have, then it's going to be good for you to see again anyway. So please hit that like button. I'm Boston Bryant. This is Blunt Politics. Thank you so much to Sarah Whitman, again, our guest in the first half. If you missed that, then go back and check out after the show is done. Make sure you check out that interview. I really appreciate her time. And thank you so much to everybody who's contributing to the show, whether it be, gifted memberships, a super chat, a couple bucks to the Venmo, which is just up in the corner there, signing up at patreon.com/Boston Bryant or becoming a member here on YouTube. Thank you so much for all the support you show. But again, let's take a look at how fucking Chicago is breaking records left and right here.
Back against the Trump administration amid immigration raids in the city. Organizers estimate between 200 and 250,000 people were there, potentially one of the largest in the country. It's hard to grasp the scope of how huge this crowd was. We've tried to offer that scope from the air and the ground with these time-lapse videos.
Way to go, Chicago.
How large this group
Way to go,
was.
Chi-Town, baby.
Marissa Sulik was there. She shares what elected officials and attendees want the president to hear.
Again, for Fox News to be on suggesting that there was like no appetite yesterday for any anti-Trump fever or anti-Trump sentiment, and then to have Chicago go on to be, okay, so here's 250,000 Chicagoans that have every single one of them has anti-Trump sentiment. So you can stick that rhetoric, you can stick that propaganda, you can stick that bullshit right up your ass there. Whoever said, I think it was Kayleigh McEnany that said it. But this is awesome. 200 to 250,000 people is a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
Today, massive crowds flooded Butler Field.
Look at that.
Park.
We have a pinata, has candy in it and everything.
Andrea and Jeff Chow brought a Donald Trump pinata to the rally.
Yeah,
to
JB had something to say. Check this out.
Governor J.B. Pritzker spoke at the end, sending a strong message to President Trump.
But tyranny also fails when ordinary people refuse to cooperate, when they say no kings and they mean it. So Donald Trump, stay the hell out of Chicago.
After the
right? And there's one great clip too of just the stream of people flowing down the road in Chicago, and it's just an endless parade of people, again, peacefully protesting, peacefully marching in the streets. again, we'll take a look at Boston here as well. Let's see. Here's Boston. No, here's where's Boston? Where is it? Where did I put it? Right. Is this it? Oh, here it is right here, I think. Let me see. Put this on the stage. Was it that one? Watch live? Watch live? Must have been that one. Must be this one. Let me see if I can put this on here. Look at that. Any sound? So this is Boston, right? All right, so we just saw Chicago. This is Boston. I mean, people showing up all over the place. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Again, great to see. Great to see. The sun's shining as well. I think the last time I was there for No Kings, it was pouring rain. So good to see the sun shining. Good to see people all staying peaceful. Right, and then there was this that I wanted to show because this is a good point to make. Remember what we were talking about after like Charlie Kirk's funeral and the trash that we saw, right? Remember the trash and shit that was left behind by the trashy people, the trashy Republicans that call themselves like, you know, lovers of this country, but also like to trash it at every fucking possible waking moment. Well, check this out because this is Boston Common after the No Kings. Let me see if I can make it a little bigger. I'll put it on your screen. This is Boston Common after the No Kings protest. And it looks clean as a fucking whistle. Clean as a whistle. Not a thing to be seen on the ground. No blood, no fires. You know, nothing burnt to shreds. No fucking cars left behind. Nothing. Nothing. So again, totally different than even what we saw at the MAGA funeral for fucking Charlie Kirk, where people were just completely and totally disrespectful and have no care whatsoever for, you know, the people that work in the area or, again, I don't know, the environment on the whole. But we also have, what else can we, let me put myself back up here. It was just a great day all around. That's why I just want to make sure that I thank you guys and give everybody their props. We'll also be taking a look at this. Stick around. So we'll also be taking a look at an ICE officer who thought he was above the law. Let me put this on the screen. I don't know if anybody's seen this, but this is kind of making its rounds as well. This is an ICE officer, you know, allegedly, and we'll see, suspected of driving drunk with his kids in the car. And we'll see how he acts, right? And this is I think, probably the most accurate depiction, probably the most prime example of some of the people that we see now working in DHS or ICE, right? I mean, it's fucking, it's incredible. The blatant bigotry, the blatant racism, and the blatant, like, I'm way better than you, don't fucking try to do anything to me type of people that they have working and like the system that they've created. So we'll be taking a look at that. And then we'll also be taking a look at this that we've been talking about, which is a huge problem when you have masked men going around and kidnapping people off the streets and just fucking, you know, ripping people out of homes and courtrooms and hospitals. This is an ICE agent impersonator caught by the cops. So this is a guy going around on a bike with a handgun, pretending to be ICE, rounding up Mexicans, as he says. So just one of the inherent dangers that we now see from people, you know, from this policy of masked ICE agents and ICE agents not, you know, appropriately, identifying themselves. It just kind of lends to this situation, this type of shit happening, where people can just go around and fake it. Right? Then how are you supposed to know? All you got to do, and this guy isn't even dressed. He's just clearly faking it. But again, this is what it leads to. So we'll be taking a look at that. And also, what do you say we dive into a little bit of this Mehdi Hassan speech from yesterday? Because I heard it was fantastic. So I just wanted to play a little bit of this as well for you guys. So what do you say we dive into this? If you're not going to hit the like button for me, hit the like button for Mehdi Hassan, right? And the work that he's done lately with Zateo, raising awareness for the people of Gaza, for the Palestinian people, and also the work that he does here defending democracy in the United States. So what do you say you hit the like, if not for me, but for Mehdi? All right. So I'm just going to play a little bit of this because I heard this was fantastic. And then we'll get on to, again, these entitled fucking like childlike petulant ICE agents thinking they're above the law. And then the people trying to act like they're ICE agents in order to, again, deport Mexicans themselves. It's ridiculous. Here we go.
I am everything Donald Trump loves. I am the Trump trifecta. I'm also a bit of a socialist. But shh, don't tell Stephen Miller, he alarms quite quickly. Can I just say, it is so heartwarming to see so many of you out here in D.C. today. D.C., make some noise. We need to make sure today that they hear us in the White House and in the Capitol. All week, I've heard...
Well, first thing I'm noticing is probably an 1.25 inch choice that Charlie Kirk didn't make that could have saved his life. That's the first thing I'm noticing.
Speaker Mike Johnson and Republican members of Congress say that this rally, the No Kings rally, is a hate rally. A hate rally.
Right. And again, that it's so good to see the, the videos. And we were talking about this the day before, days before this protest, the visual, the optics of having, ICE agents and, fucking masked men, loaded weapons and fucking riot gear out there trying to combat frogs and sharks. And it was so good to see all the lobsters out there yesterday. Thank you, Rocks. Thank you, everybody who sent a picture in, who sent a photo. Thank you, everybody who dressed up, who had a sign out there, who tagged me in the pictures. You guys are fantastic. We'll see if we can go through a few of them that I posted after these videos. You guys are absolutely unbelievable. I always knew you were, but you just prove it to me time and time again. You guys in the chat are the reason that, Donald Trump will not fucking win and that we are going to take the power back in this country. So thank you so much to all of you guys. I really. But let's go on with Mitty because he kills it in this one.
The people who can't get through a single day without hating on late-night comedians and overweight soldiers.
Welcome to all of the new trolls. Welcome to all of the new the maggots in there. I really do appreciate you guys. Those of you who are new to the show, make sure you come in and hit that thumbs down. Make sure you put some like really angry emojis in the chat. Like tell everybody off. It would be great. It's amazing when you guys feed into the algorithm. I appreciate you joining me and trying to like demean immigrants, but you're coming into the wrong chat because not only have this chat been they're informed, but they're educated and they also know the facts of the matter. And they also know the rights in what this country was built on. So good luck in the chat there. I wish you well, but it's probably not going to end well for you guys in there. But I do appreciate you bumping up the algorithm and everybody that's, coming in there and saying bullshit. It's good. It's good. I appreciate it. Bumps me up good. Really does a number on the algorithm. So I appreciate it.
And Muslim politicians, and Mexican immigrants, and Palestinian refugees, and black women, and transgender kids, and peaceful protesters, and Mr. Freaking Potato Head, they are lecturing us.
Sorry, that's not on my end. That's on their live feed.
Hate? Really? I'm not here out of hate.
No, and again, that's the point that we were making. To have, to be able to have the evidence of every, the number of police forces, right? The number of sheriff's departments that had to post or did post yesterday being like, thank you so much to all of the fabulous protesters for, not only getting out there in such large numbers, but, remaining peaceful. We had 0 arrests. There was countless number of people on social media, sheriff departments and police departments out there being like, thank you guys, all of you. You made our jobs a lot easier. There was 0 arrests. We had 0 problems. And that was a theme throughout the country, right? That was a theme from north to south, east to west, red, blue, purple. Didn't matter where these rallies were held. That held true throughout the country. And I just want to commend you guys. And I just want to, show my appreciation again for all of you for, remaining peaceful, for doing it the right way, basically. So thank you so much. But again, to deny Fox and OAN and RSBN and Newsmax the opportunity to have the visuals, to have the optics of us, out there combating and, without, with smoke grenades and fire, but whatever it may be, right? It goes a long way in helping our cause. So I appreciate it. And I know that's completely antithetical to, my personality and what I usually espouse. But, sometimes, you got to play the game differently. Sometimes your opponent kind of dictates the way that you play it. And right now, the way that we win, the way that we get ahead is being as loud and as proud and as peaceful and not giving them the ammunition that they need to combat it. So thank you again. I appreciate every single one of you. I really do.
I'm here because I love this country. I love America. I love the First Amendment. I love our democracy. I love our diversity. Yes, our diversity. And I am not willing to sit back and watch our
No, I'd be much more fucking likely to take you seriously if you could spell one fucking word right. Just give me a single word right, and I'd be like, you know what? He probably, at least he's serious, right? Like, I don't know what any of that means. Are you typing upside down? Like, it's way too early to be drunk. I don't understand, Loop. Make me understand how you can't spell anything fucking right. I'm out of, and please, like, source, give me some story, some background, because this is kind of like almost as stupid as like the Democrats want nothing and they don't want to open the government because they want illegal health care for undocumented immigrants. It's like almost as stupid as that. Probably more stupid. At least that was spelt right when Mike Johnson said it. Anyways, but if you got a source, if you got any other information, let me know. Appreciate it.
Glorious American multiracial, multicultural, democratic experiment, our constitutional republic.
I don't know, like, was that an illegal eagle? Looks like he didn't know whether to type eagle or illegal. He was just an illegal eagle.
Destroyed by the guy from Home Alone 2. Not gonna do it. Because I did not inherit America. I did not inherit America. I chose America. I wasn't born here. I immigrated here. And we immigrants, we love this country often more than the people who are born here because we chose to move here, live here, swear an oath to the Constitution here. An oath that the guy down the street violates every morning and every night. The great irony is, of course, that Donald Trump is the son of an immigrant, the grandson of an immigrant, and married to an immigrant. In fact, 2 of his 3 wives were immigrants, proving yet again that immigrants will do the jobs that even Americans are not willing to do.
Oh, shit. Shit.
I immigrated here from the United Kingdom. You want to talk about no kings? The UK still has a king. King Charles III. But even he has less gold in his palace than Donald Trump has in the Oval Office right now. Even King Charles has more respect for democratic norms and traditions than the whiny authoritarian man-child trying to send troops into as many blue cities as he can. This is a president who says he wants to be a dictator, but only for a day. Well, we are now 271 days into his wannabe dictatorship. He just went to see the Egyptian president Sisi, who is a military dictator, runs one of the most repressive regimes on earth. And he went there and he said, I want to praise your fantastic leadership and your low crime rates. This is who he loves. This is the autocratic leader he aspires to be. And of course, he was in Egypt hailing his Gaza peace plan, which is a ceasefire, yes, but not a peace plan. Donald Trump, the man who uses Palestinian as a pejorative, as a slur, has no plan for Palestinian freedom, no plan for Palestinian statehood, no plan for justice for the Palestinians who have been massacred and starved and genocided and ethnically cleansed for the past 2 years, including the past 9 months of his presidency. Meanwhile, Israel for the past week has violated the ceasefire again and again, killing Palestinians with impunity. Yesterday they killed 7 Palestinian children during a ceasefire. There is no peace in the Middle East because, as Dr. King said, peace is not just the absence of violence, it is the presence of justice. So
he's so good at this. He really is so good at this. Not only his ability to, to communicate, not only his ability to articulate, but, his ability to recall instances and facts and, moments in time where he could pull up the blatant and utter hypocrisy being espoused by the Republicans, by Donald Trump. Like, he's so fucking good at this. So, shout out to Mehdi for just being the OG at this.
Genocide abroad, fascism at home, which is why it's so crucial that we gather, we organize, we rally like this. We mobilize, we pluralize.
And don't forget, guys, and just to break this up a little bit, don't forget that as this was taking place yesterday, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and Pete Hegseth were closing down 17 miles, or at least attempting to close down 17 miles of Southern California highway, shutting down the train so that they could fire M777 fucking artillery rounds into Camp Pendleton, right? Now I think, as far as it went, the California Highway Patrol kind of, did it their own way and made sure that it didn't get as backed up as the disaster could have been had it just been entirely shut down. So that was at least good to see. But as this is going on, as Americans are out there trying to protest, Donald Trump is actively shooting artillery at its own fucking country. And again, couldn't even make the speech himself, ladies and gentlemen. Couldn't even make the speech himself. That's how much the 250th birthday of the United States Marine Corps meant to Donald Trump. He could not even make it there himself. He had to send Pete Hegseth and he had to send J.D. Vance, right? And check this out. I just want to play a couple minutes of each of their speeches, and you'll get a sense of just how unserious characters they are. Like, just because somebody wrote a speech that has like powerful words in it does not make you the powerful person because you're speaking it, right? Again, and I know that these the Marines were probably heavily instructed to salute and to celebrate and to cheer at the end of every fucking conversation, at the end of every sentence, right? So I don't hold anything against the people cheering for them, right? Because they're soldiers doing their duty, and again, just respecting the authority that is above them, right? But that they're respecting the position and not the person. I just want to make that very fucking clear. But again, let's listen to Pete Hegseth. And again, we're only going to do about 2 minutes of this, so give me 2 minutes. And let's just see how well-versed he is in the history of the United States Marine Corps, right? Let's see what he calls, because it's in their theme song, right? If you know the theme song, if you know the hymn, the battle hymn of the U.S. Marines, then you should know where he fucks up on this. But check this out, and that's about a minute and 10 seconds in, you'll notice at what he calls the halls. And again, if you know the United States Marine Corps, you'll know what the end of that saying is. And let's listen to what Pete Hegseth calls it. But listen to this.
We are the War Department, and you are warriors. The Marine Corps embodies the warrior ethos. You see, when other parts of the department wavered in years past, not anymore, in years past, the Marine Corps stood strong. When other parts of the department wanted to go woke, the Marine Corps stood strong.
I mean, nothing says like serious character. Nothing says like I'm a serious leader and, Secretary of Defense, or Secretary of War. Like coming out and saying, fucking F-A-F-O and like the little friggin' like Gen Z sayings that he pulls out here. Like, what would you just say? What's this?
The Marine Corps stood strong.
Oh, well, yeah, right. Talking about woke. Like, nothing says how serious a character, serious a player you are. What, I hit the camera? My fault. Sorry. There we go. Like, bringing up woke and saying F-A-F-O. But listen, he goes on here and he makes an ass out of himself. And I do believe at least a few of the soldiers behind him, a few of the Marines caught him on it.
When other parts of the department wanted to lower
100%
standards,
right, Paul.
The Marine Corps stood strong.
You notice how he's always got his sleeve rolled up to show his, we the people tattoo. And I'm sure, he's got some sort of, white nationalist Christian fucking tattoo on there that he's trying to show off to. So, he's always going to make sure that he, isn't dressed appropriately.
You, ladies and gentlemen, are the backbone of the United States military. You always have been, and that's why we're proud to honor you today. 250 years ago, Major Samuel Nichols formed the Continental Marine.
Okay, so he's getting into the history. This is where he gets into the history, right? This is where he's trying to, get on their good side, show that he knows a little bit about the Marine Corps. Let him continue here, and we'll see what an ass he makes out of himself here.
The next year, the
and
Marines
again, I am an amateur, somebody who on the amateur side studies World War II and military stuff. So, and I'm an ex-plumber, like former plumber, sit here and I do political commentary. So for me to be like, that didn't sound right. I know the difference. I know the history in that. And the fucking Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of War, doesn't know it is pretty embarrassing. Check it out.
The Battle of Nassau, capturing 2 forts from the Brits. Since that day, the very mention of the Marine Corps stirred panic in the hearts of our enemies. From the halls of Montezuma.
From the halls of what? I'm sorry. And again, not everybody may get this in the chat, and I'm sorry if this kind of flies over your head, but to anybody that has some military knowledge, military history, who served in the Marines maybe, what did he say? From the halls of Montezuma?
Marine Corps stirred panic in the hearts of our enemies. From the halls of Montezuma.
From the halls of Montezuma, huh? Montezuma. Now, I could, in my fucking dumb head, in my uneducated brain, I'm just a schmuck from Boston, right? Because I always thought it was from the halls of Montezuma, talking about the Battle of Chapultepec. I mean, that's what I was oh, Chewy, thank you, brother. I see you flying by with those 20 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. And I'll absolutely make sure that I highlight you and everybody else that was generous enough to gift at the end of the show. But right now, I'd like to see if I can stick to calling out this asshole. But Montezuma. So from the song is from the halls of Montezuma, right? and this guy literally can't even go up there and get that right. And again, it's from the halls of Montezuma, refers to the corridors of Chapultepec, as I said, in the Chapultepec Castle in Mexico City, commemorating the U.S. Marines' role in the Battle of Chapultepec during the Mexican-American War in 1847. The phrase is the first line of the Marines' hymn, which honors the victory of the Marine Corps' history, right? So anybody that knows that fucking hymn, let me see if I can see here, right? From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. Right, that song. I'm sure you've heard that at one point or another, either in a movie or a film or something like that. So it's definitely not the halls of Montezuma, as you can see here. That does not say Montezuma. That says Montezuma, which is a lot different than Montezuma. But again, the fact that we even have some expectations that he knows any of this shit, just because he served at one point or another. And again, it goes on, and I'm not going to play any more of this guy's bullshit because it's just exactly that. It's just absolute nonsense written by, somebody that may actually know about what they're talking about.
The shores of Tripoli. Marines have been the tip of the spear of
Let's give him one more chance at that. Halls of Montezuma.
Mention of the Marine Corps stirred panic in the hearts of our enemies. From the halls of Montezuma.
From the halls of Montezuma. Fucking A. I mean, I know it's a little thing, and I know there's like a lot more that we could call out, but to go there in fucking protest of a protest is basically what this whole thing was. It's a protest of a protest. So like, if I'm not mistaken, the actual 250th isn't, I think he says it here. I don't think it's for like a week or two. I could be wrong on that. If I'm wrong, correct me in the chat, but this isn't the actual day of commemoration as far as I'm aware, right? So they kind of just planned this in protest of the protest to make sure that they could cause some disruption. So they had their like counter narrative, their counter programming type of shit. And Donald Trump couldn't even be bothered to get his fat ass. What was he, golfing? I don't even know. I haven't even seen what he was doing. But he definitely wasn't at fucking Pendleton. He definitely wasn't here representing and congratulating and fucking commemorating and supporting the troops, the Marine Corps here. He wasn't there. I know that because they had to send their praise from the big guy. They had to send their love. And again, let's see if I can go on here where J.D. Vance comes out. Look at this bullshit. Check out this nonsense. Ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Vice President of the United States of America, J.D.
Just look at the fucking air of arrogance he walks out with, right? This looks like a guy that won fucking 14 medals of honor. Like he's got like 24 bronze stars. He's got fucking pins. He's got a fucking chest full of salad, right? And nothing could be further from the truth. He spent 4 months in Iraq writing stories and taking pictures in which in his own book, the fucking Hillbilly Elegies, said that he was very lucky to have avoided any serious or real combat, right? And again, treading very carefully because I don't want to demean or take away from anybody that serves at any position for any role by any means, which is not what I'm trying to do. But to go out there and make it seem like you're fucking George S. Patton, right? Like you're out there leading the fucking charge like George Washington across the fucking Delaware, right? Like that's just not the reality. And he talks about his 4 years in the Marine Corps. Yeah, but you went to fucking Iraq. You were there for 4 months or 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. And again, took pictures and wrote articles and shit. And again, I'm sure that's got its place, and I'm sure that's, people are very, but you don't see, you didn't see any of the World War II photographers out there that we could talk about, or, Ford, or, any of the people, the filmmakers out there saying that they were fucking like leading the charge or leading the battles or flying Hurricanes or fucking Mustangs or anything. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's Spitfires. It's like, look, everybody has their role, understandably, and everybody plays their part, and I commemorate and I appreciate anybody who sacrifices and gives their time and their dedication to this country, supporting in whatever role it may be. But again, don't go out there and try to pretend like you're fucking, you're Dwight D. Eisenhower after the fact, or that you spent, 17 years on the front lines and know exactly what it's like. And you're trying to, like, you helped build the 250 years of Marine Corps, because I'm pretty sure as you're about to go out and tell people, the Marine Corps has been around for a long time, and it's done pretty fucking well for a long time. And that all happened without you. That all happened without Donald Trump. And that all happened without Pete Hegseth. So the fact that you guys think you need to come up in here and change the whole system around, and it's only going to be because of your leadership that these fucking, the warrior ethos, again, just think about being an actual combat fighter in the Marines and being talked down to by Pete Hegseth and J.D. Vance about a warrior ethos. The Fox News weekend guy and the fucking military photographer, right? Like, I don't know. Like, it just wouldn't sit well with me. I can tell you that much. But look at this arrogance. And then he goes on, he gets a bunch of names wrong. Let me see if I can pick that part out. He definitely knows that he's never said these names.
Every single one of them, Marines, would mean the end of my political career if I told it up here today.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to read about this speech and thinking about what I said, and I realized that over my 4 years in the United States Marine Corps, I probably learned about 100 jokes.
And it's amazing how unarticulate he is, like how fucking uneducated he sounds, right? He doesn't know how to say recognize, it's recognize. He doesn't know how to say probably, it's probably. Right? He sounds like he's a fucking hillbilly with no education. He sounds like a guy that, was so confused that he actually called Donald Trump America's Hitler, and then now somehow finds himself working for the pedophile, the guy that, is a pedophile, covers up for pedophiles, and, tries to hide his involvement with Jeffrey Epstein, that whole thing. Now finds himself working for that guy. It's funny how that happens. But here he is trying to say that he learned all the jokes that he learned in the Marines. He couldn't tell right now because apparently they're not politically correct, is I think the message he's trying to get across.
About United States Marines. And every single one of them, Marines, would mean the end of my political career if I told it up here today.
And he may be uncomfortable, and this could be it. This may be the reason. He's probably uncomfortable because they could only fit the podium with the vice presidential seal. Like, they didn't have his normal couch that he's used to sitting on. That he's used to, you know what he does with the couches. But anyway, he didn't have his normal couch. They couldn't fit it on the stage. Apparently, they couldn't get it into the barracks. I don't know. It wasn't allowed on the site. It wasn't allowed on the fort. It's just what I was told. But he would have been a lot more comfortable, and he probably wouldn't look as fucking sleazy and greasy and slimy as he actually is had he had that fucking couch that he likes fucking so much and being able to sit on that. But just couldn't get it done, apparently.
I sent a few of them last night to my communication staff, and I said, can I tell this one? And they said, please no, sir. Please do not tell that one. We're also happy.
Funny, the one that has the N-word in it and probably talks about, other marginalized communities. No, you can't say that one, sir. You can't say that one, sir. That's going to be a bad one. But there's one point here where he tries reading off a few names from the teleprompter. He gets them fucking utterly wrong and then tells the guy, well, you can't tell me I'm wrong because I'm the vice president. It's like, what? But again, we don't have to cover any more of that bullshit. I just wanted to show you that, no, Donald Trump did not speak, was not there, didn't make the effort to go there, didn't make the effort to, again, congratulate or celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Marines with the Marines, but also wanted to make it sound like it was important to him too. But we don't have to go on there. Let's check out a few of these other videos here because I really want to talk about this one, which is this is, again, probably, I think, the best representation, the most accurate depiction of what an ICE agent, a DHS officer, acts, sounds, and is like off duty. Like, it is exactly what you think it is. They are who you think they are, is basically the premise of this video, right? So this is, again, a federal agent being pulled over for a suspected drunk driving with his kids in the back, and we're going to see how it plays out. Let's see how he acts. Let's see if he's respectful to law enforcement like he says everybody should be. Let's see if he doesn't play this like, oh, I'm fucking a federal officer card and trying to get out of what everybody else in the world would be arrested for. If he doesn't try to play this like, oh, I'm a cop to a cop, get me off of this. While, anybody else that would do that would probably end up having more charges put on them. You know what I mean? So let's check this out. Let's check it out. Before we dive in, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 15K, guys. It's a slow roll getting there, but I do appreciate that it's real people helping me get there. So I appreciate it. If you like what you're hearing, if you like what you're seeing, doesn't have to be right this second, but when you pop out, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. They're both free. It doesn't cost you a dime, but there are a multitude of ways to contribute if you do want to. But again, this is, I believe, in Florida. And again, if you're just joining us, this is an ICE officer being pulled over for suspected DUI. And let's see how he approaches the situation. Let's see how he treats the officer. Let's see, the things that he says that can give us a little insight into what he might be thinking and the type of guy that he is. All right, let's go.
Hello. Can you roll down the back windows for me too? Sorry, you got real dark too. Hello. So Scott, where are you coming from?
We can see clearly kids in the back. We saw the head. You can see the head just, before that. But kids with them in the back, so just keep that in mind.
Miami down here to Alvarado and then back.
And now, in case you're missing it, I'll get myself out of the way. But you can see that there's actually what looks to be a higher-ranking officer in the background. You can see in the white shirt with the tie. I believe he says it's a lieutenant. So it's not the only officer on scene, and there is another officer as well.
Coming from Miami to Isla Mirada, and then you're going back to Miami?
Yeah, I live in Miami.
Okay. Do you know where you are right now?
Yeah.
Where are you?
We got
the cop says, okay, do you know where you are right now? Okay, where are you? And the guy starts scanning the horizon with his hand. Just watch his hand. He starts going, yeah, well, I'm about 30 meters from that thing, whatever that thing is. There's a bridge over there. It looks like a Walmart over there. That's where I am. Look at his hand. Watch.
Where are you?
We got the overpass over here. 18-mile stretch. Overseas highway.
he's just listing and naming things that he can see. You got the overpass over there, 18-mile stretch of highway. You got roads and cars. Does that help? So clearly, he's trying to say that he's going from Miami to another place back to Miami. And what the cop is about to, teach you is about to learn that this guy's about 100 miles off fucking course from where he says he's supposed to be, right? So he's not even in the ballpark. Right, he's not even like if fucking Florida had other states connected to it besides in the north, like he'd be in a different state. Like he's damn near in the fucking ocean at this point compared to where he should be. But let's continue.
Okay, where did you do today? Where'd you go? Did you go fishing? Did you go to a restaurant?
Right, so right off the bat, so simple question, right? The guy's been the cop's been very respectful so far, asking simple questions, just trying to get some information, and already we're getting the air of arrogance, right? We're getting the frustration that this guy would even be taking up my day. Like, how dare you pull me over? How dare you speak to me as if I'm not a federal agent working for DHS, right? Like, that's already the fucking air of fucking arrogance you get from this asshole. Just right off the bat, cop hasn't done a damn thing yet, hasn't said step out, hasn't said you smell like alcohol, hasn't said like, hasn't been a dick, right? So it's fucking unbelievable.
Well, you're about 100 miles off of where you think you are.
You're about 100 miles off of where you think you are. Is nothing you ever want to hear as a driver. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, you know what I mean? I know men just don't like admitting when they're lost, but 100 miles? Shit. That's when you got to let the kids take over at that point, I think. I don't know. Because fucking Siri ain't doing it for you. You might want to check that Waze app, brother. Because it doesn't know which ways you're going. 100 miles. It's not like you fucking pass the exit and you're 10, 12 miles, you got to flip around, flip a bitch and fucking, you hit the next exit. 100 miles. All right. So we got, so far with his kids driving aggravated, 100 miles off course, seemingly intoxicated or impaired. Let's continue.
You are.
Who's the guy in the white shirt?
That's the colonel.
So what he just did, he's pointing angrily at his rearview mirror, pointing to the colonel, excuse me, not lieutenant, the colonel in the background, and you'll hear his involvement in this story coming up, because apparently the colonel tried to pull this guy over well before the bridge, you know, trying to find a safe place, as they do, to try to pull you over on a shoulder. You know, typically when we pull somebody over, we pull onto the shoulder and not into the median like Chris Farley. But, you know, what are you going to do?
Taking him back to Nevada where he's wanted for banging horses.
Right? This guy, he's trying to go to Miami, but he might as well be in fucking Nevada.
Taking him back to Nevada where he's wanted for banging horses. I say mud. I said crud. You fall into some crud or something?
All right. So let's continue.
Colonel, tell me shit to me. Okay, well.
So now you just heard him say, Colonel don't mean shit to me, right? So now he's trying to play that, you know, I'm a higher ranking, I'm more important, I'm a federal officer type of role that he's going to pull here, right?
I'm federal.
Right, so you hear it. I'm federal. I don't give a shit about colonels. I don't give a shit about the law. I don't give a shit if you think I'm drinking and driving. I don't care if you think I was swerving. Doesn't matter. Donald Trump's giving me tacit permission to spit and hit, motherfucker. So let me go.
I'm trying to get home. I got my boys with me.
Who do you work for?
DHS.
There you go. There you go. DHS, right? DHS, you know, the same people that are purchasing, you know, private planes at an exorbitant rate, something like $200 million, was it? At a time when the government shut down and, you know, federal workers aren't getting paid and, you know, the people fucking defending democracy aren't getting paid. But don't worry. Don't fucking worry, ladies and gentlemen. Kristi Noem is getting her planes. They're getting her planes, baby.
Your ID with you?
Oh, you're a federal agent with DHS. Okay, can I see your identification? Can I see your badge? Because there must be something that you have to or are probably required to carry with you at all times, especially if you're going to make that assertion, right? Especially you're going to try to claim that you're part of DHS. You might want to have something that actually says, yes, you are an actual DHS agent. But apparently this guy doesn't have any with him, which just makes this even worse.
No, I don't.
Okay. But if I called them, they verify that you're a
100%, bro.
Okay. You don't have any type of
100%, bro. Fucking let me get this dip, bro. I just put this huge chew in, man. I'm gonna have to fucking spit it out, bro. Like, these are the assholes, again, that are behind the masks, behind the fucking weapons, behind the gear, behind the bullshit, behind the violence, is just a fucking sick prick like this guy. And again, we haven't even reached any point yet where it gets seriously bad, but let's continue.
So is there anything that say you're DHS?
Not on me, no.
Okay. All right.
I only bring my weapon with me if I'm.
Okay, but you don't have any weapons on you right now?
No.
To the untrained person, clearly sounds intoxicated or impaired somehow, right? Even without knowing who the guy is, you don't have to know that he's talking. Like, that would be my first thought, would be like, this guy sounds fucking wrecked. Like, he's definitely not talking right. He's clearly already agitated. Very, you know, clear warning signs, clear signs to say that, you know, something might be up here.
Okay, so what I want to do, I want to talk to you away from the kids. So I'm going to ask you to step out of the car, and we're going to walk back to the back of your car, okay?
Are you fucking serious right now?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, so immediately combative, which I think this other gentleman saw, right, or heard. So that's why he decided to come off and just give a little bit of more muscle to this other guy because, you know, he's clearly agitated. He's clearly aggravated. He's clearly fucking, you know, if he is a DHS officer, probably trained beyond the point of most, you know, individuals. So let's go.
It's okay. We're just going to walk back to the back of the truck and we'll have a conversation, okay?
Yeah, well.
Okay.
Just doing their job. I don't want to come to it, but law enforcement is doing their job.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. So can you just walk like right over here?
Guys, come over here.
Can you just come over here for me? Okay. So you said you're coming from Miami, going to Islamorada, and going back to Miami. Yes. What are you going to Islamorada for?
Guys, seriously, are we really doing this right now?
I'm just asking you a question. You said you're going to Islamorada. What are you going to Islamorada for?
Lane.
Yeah.
Are we really doing this right now?
He's just so aggravated that they have the audacity to even, like, suggest, even if they knew that he was impaired or drinking and driving, that they would act upon that, like they would do their job, right? Or they would allow him to get back in this fucking vehicle with his children under the influence and continue to drive hundreds of miles in the wrong direction. Like, this guy actually thinks that he is in a position right now of power, right? And because he's DHS, he has the authority here to be like, you can't do this to me, right? That's what do you know who I am is basically what he's pulling right now. He hasn't said it outright, but this is the do you know who I am type of bullshit that we're getting.
Asking you a simple question. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to. But you said you're going to Islamorada, so I'm just asking what you're going for.
He's already swaying back and forth. I can see that swaying back and forth, right? Slurring his words.
Guys. Zach, how much have you had to drink today?
About 4.
4 what?
Clearly not the brightest bulb either. Clearly not the brightest bulb, right? You'd think a DHS agent would know that, hey, even if I'm impaired, I should probably keep my fucking mouth shut, right? There's probably body cameras rolling. There's probably camera rolling on the fucking vehicles, the squad cars itself. I probably should just shut the fuck up, right? Do what I'm told. Get out of this with the most fucking, the smallest slap on the wrist I could probably get. But no, when you're going to admit to having 4 means 10 means 12, 12 means you've been out all day fishing with your boys. So that means the sun's been beating on you as well. And anybody knows that's been fishing or, hangs out at the beach or hangs out in the sun, that the sun plus beers all day equals extra fucked up, right? It doesn't take one, genius to figure that one out. Anybody that grew up in a beach town or, travels or, takes vacations in the sun or goes on a boat knows that 4 beers in direct sunlight in heat is a lot different than 4 beers, I don't know, say on a fucking snow trail, right? It's a bit different. Hits a little different on the water, I must say. And that's coming from somebody that grew up spending more time on the water and more time in boats than I did on fucking land. All right. So that's just a fact.
4 drinks. Like water, alcohol, beer. What'd you drink? Kool-Aid?
I would have gone with Kool-Aid. If you gave me the Kool-Aid option, I would have taken the Kool-Aid option. Would have at least, I'm serious too. I'm dead serious because he said 4, right? Which is an asinine move to make on camera to even say that you've been drinking anything. It's just fucking dumb as hell. Now you're automatically screwed. There's no way they can possibly let you go back in that vehicle. But once he gives you that joke like Kool-Aid, I'd be like, it was a Kool-Aid. I would go with the Kool-Aid. And then at least if they brought that point up later in the trial, you could be like, no, I said Kool-Aid. He asked, had I been drinking? I said 4 drinks. I didn't mean alcohol. At least bullshit. At least.
Are you guys really trying to fuck me right now?
And now he starts with it's the police officer's fault that he chose to drink and drive with his children and end up being fucking 100 miles off. Like the entitlement, right? The just egregious entitlement in the fucking, the egotistical, sociopathic, self-centered nature of these fucking assholes. And these are the type of people that, again, have the weapons, that are throwing people on the ground, that are fucking looking at who they want to round up. And we haven't even gotten to a point that just shows us. And there's one point in this that absolutely shows us down to the core, down to his soul, what type of person this is. So let's continue.
So you look like you're impaired. I smell alcohol coming from you. So I'm just asking how much you had to drink to make sure you're not too impaired to drive that vehicle. Okay, how about this, Scott? So, again, I think that you might be impaired. You look, your eyes are bloodshot. They're kind of glassy.
Are they really?
Yes, sir, they are.
Show me.
I don't
show me my eyes. Yeah, let me show you your eyes, because that's always something people do. Let the cop take a selfie with you. Why don't you pose for a selfie? Do a TikTok, and then you can watch the TikTok back and see how glassy your eyes are there, Chief.
How you want me to do that?
Take a picture.
Okay, we could do that in a minute. But the other reason why I think you're impaired is just the way you're walking. You were kind of stumbling a little bit.
I'm not walking anywhere.
Okay. And then also the way that you were seen driving, you're like kind of swerving and stuff. And then the colonel tried to pull you over and you didn't immediately stop. You stopped here on the bridge. He tried to stop you at a safer spot a little bit back there.
And the cop's like, yeah, we tried stopping you in a safe spot and you quite literally pulled over in the most dangerous spot you could possibly pull over on a 2-lane fucking bridge with nowhere else to go. We're on the shoulder here, inherently dangerous fucking position to be on any highway. So, just these little things that we see to make it be like, oh, this guy's either a complete fucking moron or he's drunk. So you're either a moron or you're drunk there, Chief. Give me one.
Okay. We're doing this. Okay.
Okay. So again, I believe that you may be impaired by alcohol and or some type of chemical substance which may inhibit your ability to operate a motor vehicle safely. So I'm going to ask that you voluntarily participate in standardized field sobriety exercises to dispel my belief you may be impaired. Are you willing to do those exercises?
Yeah.
You'll do them?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'll have you do,
He's
you can just
fucking, and again, the arrogance showing through. This guy, knowing that he's plastered, right? Knowing that he's got fucking flip-flops on, he's been fucking fishing all day, drinking, boozing, having good times with his kids. Again, putting them in danger, putting them at risk, not only drinking and driving, but also drinking while he's on the boat with the kids. Big no-no, especially if you're the only adult on the boat. Big fucking no-no. Especially when you're driving the boat. Again, you can get a DUI behind the wheel of a boat as well. So he's lucky he didn't even get one earlier on in the day. But for this guy to be like, yeah, at this point in time, I would absolutely love to show you that I could totally pass this sobriety test, is just, again, shows his arrogance. But let's see how he does. How do you think he does, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know in the chat how you think he does on this field sobriety test.
sit on the bumper of your car right there. You're a little bit taller. I just need to look at your eyes.
Guys, look. I'm SFSD certified.
Okay, so am I. I'm a drug recognition expert. You know what that is?
Now this is like whose dick is bigger, right? This is like, okay, I'm more certified than you are, which again has no meaning whatsoever when you're the person that is being interrogated, when you're the person that's being interviewed, right? Like the fact that you're SFSD certified, which is I'm assuming the fact that he's allowed to give field sobriety tests. He's qualified and certified to give field sobriety tests and to recognize when somebody's impaired. Doesn't really have a meaning, a matter in this when you're the one that's impaired. As long as the other person's qualified, you have no say in the matter. you just don't.
Anyway, so what I'm going to have you do, if you can, uncross your feet and just put them like side by side. Perfect. And then your arms, if you could, just try to put them down by your side like that. Okay. So what I'm going to have you do...
I'm going to skip the, he does the little follow my hand technique, and we'll go straight to the walk a straight line and see how he does there. Ready?
Just a little bit forward, just so you're not next to the truck. There you go. And now you're going to put your right foot in front of your left foot, touching heel to toe. Your right foot in front of your left foot, touching heel to toe.
Maybe without holding on to the truck would be good, sir. If you can show me that you can do it without holding on to the fucking 4-ton pickup, keeping you upright, that would be even better, sir.
Perfect. All right. And if you can, put your arms back down by your side. Or can try to stand there.
There you go. So that's the second time, right? So he hasn't even started yet. That's the second time I've seen him have to reach for the vehicle to keep himself upright. So again, not a good start. Not a good start.
Yes. All right. So again, just put your right foot back in front.
3 times now. This is now the 3rd time that he's had to reach out and put his left hand on that vehicle to hold himself up. Again, hasn't even commenced the field sobriety test yet. Hasn't even taken a fucking step. And if that vehicle wasn't there, he'd already be swimming with the fishes that he fucking failed to catch earlier on in the day because he was too drunk to catch them. He would have gone right off the side of that bridge.
And then your arms straight down by your side.
No, by your side. Yep, nope, your side, not the truck side, your side. Okay, now here we go. 1 foot in front of the other. Should be good. Should be pretty easy for a DHS officer that said he's only had 4 drinks. Probably going to say they were way earlier off in the day and that he's SFSD certified. So let's go.
Now just stay like that. If you
4 times. So that's 4 times now. Possibly even 5. Possibly even 5 times that his left hand, before even taking a step, has had to reach out and touch the fucking motor vehicle to keep himself up.
Have to put your hand up, just put it right back down, okay? Okay, so just stay like that. Don't do anything else until I tell you to. Do you understand?
Already falling over, already getting aggravated.
Yep.
Okay, so if you can, just try to get back into that position.
Well, I want to know the directions.
Well, that part of the directions is that you're supposed to be
He wants to know the direction. So a guy that's certified in this exact field, right, has 2 feet on a white line, is being told to put 1 foot in front of the other, needs to know further directions in order to accurately get this field sobriety test done. He's not sure what you want him to do with 1 foot after the other on a white line. It's kind of confusing.
Standing like that while I give the directions. That's okay. All right. So the position that you're supposed to be in right now is like this. Left foot on the line, right foot in front, touching heel to toe. What I'm going to have you do in just a second is I'm going to have you take 9 heel to toe steps down the line I'm gonna have you touch every time, heel to toe.
It's ironic that they want him to take 9 steps. Do 9.
So heel to toe. Heel to toe. You're going to keep your feet on the line, okay? If you stop walking or if you step off the line for any reason, I want you to just put your foot back on the line.
Please keep all hands and feet inside the ride until it has come to a complete stop.
And keep walking. And I want you to count your steps out loud. Do you understand so far?
Yep.
So again, just to recap where we're at right now, your left foot is on the line with your right foot in front, your arm straight down by your
right
side.
now, he's struggling mightily to keep any feet on that line, from what I'm seeing.
You're going to take 9 heel-to-toe steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Once you get to that 9th step, you're going to keep the front foot on the line, and then you're going to use your back foot to take a series of small steps.
I think now they're just fucking with him. I think they're just fucking with him now. He wanted directions. Now they're just giving him every direction. Now they're talking. They're giving him every single direction. I want your big toe facing north when you spin. I want your pinky toe facing southeast. And when you do the spin, I want you to spin 360 degrees. Make that 720. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do a twirl and a pirouette. And then when you come back, I want you to see your left sandal fly over your head. And then what you're going to do is use your right foot. It's like, are they just fucking with him now?
To turn around, and then you're going to take 9 heel-to-toe steps back down the line. Do you understand so far?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to show you how it's going to look. So again, my left foot is on the line like you. My right foot is...
Again, he's already reaching out. Reached out again. Can't even stand up. That's the 6th or 7th time he's had to reach out.
Front touching heel to toe. Back foot off. Leave the lead foot on the line.
Just skip forward to where he does it.
Steps back down the line. Do you understand those instructions, sir?
Yep.
Okay, could you get that?
Yep, he's fucking snoozing on the truck. Yeah.
Starting position for me, please.
I think it's starting to sink in, right? This is kind of where it starts to sink in for him that he's actually fucked. Like he put himself in a really bad position, and no matter what badge he tries to pull, no matter what fucking rank he tries to pull, he's probably not getting out of this. Like it's just starting to sink into him right now.
Just left foot on the line and right foot in front.
Oh, I got you, Wayne.
Okay.
You gonna do it?
Okay.
You don't understand.
Okay. All right, you got it, man. You can do it. Okay.
You don't understand.
Okay.
Now we got this is like the 7 phases of that drug in, what was it, 21 Jump Street with Jonah Hill, like that, whatever that shit was that had like 7 phases. Like he's on the tears phase. He's on crying stage. Like he's already been through anger and aggression, right? He's going through like the fucking 87 stages of grief right now. So right now he's realizing that he has absolutely fucked up. Like he's probably not getting out of this. So now it's getting to him. So now the tears are starting to run, which again, just alpha male, big, strong guy, as they'd like you to believe. I myself have no problem, as you guys know, letting out a few tears now and again for every, whatever reason it may be. I'm an emotional guy. I have no problem saying it. But apparently to these guys, you can't show emotion. Otherwise you're a beta male. But let's see how it goes for this guy.
I just don't want to be standing on the side of the road any longer, man.
Talk about this.
Okay. Would you like to try the one-leg stand instead?
So again, they're already giving him more leeway. They're already giving him more time that they would afford to any regular citizen, right? Probably would just make the guy, whoever it was, get on the line and do it. Probably wouldn't give him all this time to, again, catch his breath, get his balance, all this bullshit. Like they're still even giving him a little bit of, extra fair treat. Like they're, a little bit of fucking padded treatment here. But again, let's see how it ends.
I can show you the one-leg stand if you'd like to. Okay.
Come on. Guys, I'm going through a divorce right now.
Oh, and there it is, guys. And there it is. He's going through a divorce right now. Now, that surprises me. That does surprise me, ladies and gentlemen. Upstanding citizen, just a clearly all-around great guy like this, going through a divorce just makes no sense. It clearly was the wife's fault. I mean, she just, I don't know what she could have done to this poor guy. but clearly just the guy drinking and driving with his kids in the back, who was clearly drinking and driving in the boat earlier with his kids, the guy that's absolutely belligerent, who thinks he's better than everybody, who tries to use his power and authority over, and to get out of certain things that other people just wouldn't even have the possibility to get out of. It's crazy to me that that type of guy would be going through a divorce, and not only a divorce, but what else?
Wife is trying to take my kids.
A custody battle. Hey, ding, 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 ding. Like, we have checked every box for all these assholes. Well, not yet. We've checked almost every box. But he's also going through a custody battle, which is probably going to go well when everybody hears that you were drinking and driving with those said kids in the back of your vehicle. That should go well. He's doing right. So again, not only is it sinking in that maybe his job's in a little bit of jeopardy, but that fucking that divorce case and the custody battle just got a whole lot tougher. Whole lot tougher.
Just give me a minute, hurry.
And sorry, I'd like to just change what he said a little bit. He said the wife's trying to take his kids, and I'm fairly certain at this point, without ever having met the wife, that she's trying to save her kids. So that's just want to make a correction there. Just want to clarify. So now this is Mr. Strong, DHS ICE officer, weeping on the side of the road because he himself fucked up and he himself can't take responsibility for his actions. This is what we're seeing. The things that they want everybody else to do. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Take responsibility for, being in this country without documentation. All the things that they love saying. Clearly doesn't represent them. Doesn't go for them as well. So again, I'll skip ahead a little bit to where he actually starts doing the...
Just give me a minute, all right, Deputy?
I did give you a minute.
You had about 20 minutes there, Chief.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Is there again? I'm federal law enforcement trying to pull up that card. My wife... Oh, hold on. Derogatory towards his wife. Again, he's on camera. He's on, not the brightest bulb. Clearly not the brightest bulb.
My bitch-ass wife is trying to take
my bitch-ass wife. See, that's not going to go over well. I'm going to say that when your wife hears that one on the tape, that has gone viral on pretty much all platforms now, so she will see it. So when she's probably not going to relent on that. She probably might even stick it to you even more now on this whole custody battle. So keep digging yourself that hole, Chief.
Kids, I'm just... Give me a minute, all right?
Okay.
You know what it's like. You know what it's like to be law enforcement. How long do you need, buddy? Just give me a minute, all right? Guys.
If we give you a minute, are you going to do the exercise?
I will do it. Just... Fuck, man.
Okay. Like I said, I just don't like us standing here in the road. And
I don't either, but you know what? My kids are my life.
I got you.
No, you don't. You got kids? Exactly. Do you have kids?
No.
Exactly. So you don't know what it's like.
No, but if they did, they probably wouldn't drive drunk 100 miles from where they're supposed to be, leaving them on the side of the fucking bridge when they pull over. So I don't know. I don't see how that's relevant. Come on, damn fucking. Sometime today, we're going to have to roll out lights if this gets any fucking longer here. Can you fucking walk the line or not?
Sizes or no?
I'll do it.
You don't want to get hit. You don't want you to get hit.
What are you doing down there? Guys, come on.
Make sure we are safe.
I'll do it. But you know what? What's homeboy doing down there? Guys, come on.
Make sure we are safe. We can win the side of the road. You don't want to get hit. You don't want you to get hit. That's why we're trying to do the exercise. That way we can move on.
Are you Haitian?
That's nothing to
Oh, and there it is. And there it is. The final check. The final tick in the box of bigotry, in the box of racism, in the box of hatred, in the box of fucking schmuck, asshole, prick, bastard motherfuckers. There it is. Ding, 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 ding. Do we got a ding, ding, ding? Hold on. Do we got a ding, ding, ding? I don't know if I got a ding, ding. I got, hold on. Oh, he should be used to this, though. But I will give him one. for checking every box, every asshole box you could possibly check. Again, as this officer is trying to explain to him, hey, we're standing here. I'm here to, protect you, to make sure that the cars go on the other side of the lane, to make sure that your kids stay safe in the vehicle that is now parked dangerously on the side of this fucking 2-lane bridge. Like, that's what I'm here to do. And the guy down the other side of the road that you just fucking wanted to yell at is, again, making sure that the traffic is aware of our position, like to make sure that you don't die, we don't die. And his response to that, ladies and gentlemen, was, "Are you Haitian?" And let's see one more time. Let's hear it one more time.
You don't want you to get me. That's why I'm trying to do the exercise. That way we can move on.
Are you Haitian?
That's nothing to do with my race, buddy.
My question
Has nothing to do with my race was the response. Correct response.
Are you Haitian?
Asked one more time. One more time, just to fucking really press it home. Really wants to press it home that he's racist and has a huge problem right now that a black officer is again holding authority or power over his head, or is in a better position in this one. I'm not sure, but again, he goes on.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where he's from. Okay.
He says it does matter. One cop says that doesn't matter. Why does that matter? He's trying to protect you, keep you safe, and trying to keep himself alive. But the DHS officer, the guy that is tasked with rounding up brown people in this country, says it absolutely does matter. So, again, just to show you what might be going through his head as he's roaming the streets with an armed and loaded fucking weapon in riot gear, looking like he's going to Fallujah, right, with the expressed power to do whatever he wants from the president of the United States, just what possibly might be going through his head.
Look, man, I really need you to do the exercise. If you don't do it, then I'm going to say that you're refusing to do the exercise. I get it. You need a minute. I gave you a few minutes.
Little Blowski? What are you hanging out with a little Don Jr.? Was Don Jr. on the boat there? Huh? Little sniffle. Trying to get the evidence out of his nose before he gets fucking booked in like Dano, huh? Check this out. Watch that little sniff.
If you don't do it, then I'm going to say that you're refusing to do the exercise. I get it. You need a minute.
There you go. There you go. Get the last of it. You want to make sure you get the last of it. That way you go into jail as high as possible. You don't want to go into jail sober. Nobody wants to go to jail sober. So it was a good move by this guy to get the last little remnants of the Don Jr. powder out of his left nostril before getting booked.
A few minutes, okay? But
let me talk to your supervisor.
Not right now, sir.
Yeah.
That's not how this works. You can talk to him.
This fucking entitled, arrogant asshole. Let me talk to your supervisor. No. Yep. Just these assholes.
No, it works because you guys are local.
Still hasn't taken a step. We're about 10, 15 minutes past the point in which he had to reach out for that truck 7 times. But let me see if I can fast. All right, he starts it here. All right, here he goes. Here we go.
Front, touching heel to toe. 6, 9 heel to toe steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to take a series of small steps.
Here we go.
Do you understand the instructions?
I do.
Maybe. Here we go.
Okay.
I want to talk to your supervisor.
Again, sir.
Do you understand the instructions for the 44th fucking time? Are you ready to do this? Yes. Okay. Can you do the? No, I want to talk to your supervisor. It's like, Jesus. Could you stall anymore? Just do the. Here we go. All right. He's walking. Let's see how he does it. Let's see how he does. He actually does it, folks. Let's see if your your predictions were right in the chat. Let's see if he stays online. You think he stays online? I know a couple lines he's been staying on today, but it's probably not going to be this little white one.
Okay, you may begin.
All right, begin. Yep, wipe it. Make sure you get the remnants. You don't want to be visually impaired by the cocaine rock coming out of your nose as you're trying to look down at that other white line. You want to make sure you got full view, full scope of visibility, no rocks popping out of the nose. So good idea, good move by this guy, clearing the other nostril now. Nope, that's going to be side by. That's just walking. Okay, sir, that is just, I know you're certified or claim to be certified, but that is just walking. When you put your foot side by side and then put it in front, we consider that walking. So what the whole exercise is supposed to do is that you can put one foot in front of the other without putting it side by side. But let's try that again. Side by side on the line. Oh, no, not a good shot. No. And you just know, like, if you've ever been one of these people driving by at this moment, like, you're like, oh, that guy's fucked. He's fucked. Book him, Dano. Like, he's already spent it. He's already in the jail cell. He just doesn't know it yet, right? When you're that blue car and you're watching that guy fucking weave all over that white line, you're like, oh, shit, he's done. Like, it took you 2 seconds of driving by to recognize that this asshole is going to spend a night in jail. Like, it's just the best position to be in. Like, poor Bell, he's fucked. No. Like, I was rooting for you, but no, there's nothing I can do to help you in this position, bud. Spin. Give me a spin. Oh, no. You know what? You almost had it. It was the dismount that got you. It's always the dismount. Tough. It's tough to do. It's probably dumb to do it in flip-flops as well. Like, just not, that's a rookie move to have your flip-flops on. You'd probably best to ask the officer if you could do it in bare feet. But, don't ask how I know. It's not from experience or anything. I wasn't always a political commentator or a plumber. I did fracture the occasional law or two. All right, folks? So don't give me a break. Give me a break. No, yeah, that's going to do it, folks. I'm going to say that's the ball game on that one. That one little step, that drunk step, like that little fucking, that one little wobble you got going on. I think that's enough to get the old fucking ink on the fingerprints, if you know what I mean. But check out this little wobble he's got going. Yeah, ready? Nope. No, that's going to do it. That's going to do it, folks. That's all we can have here from Blunt Politics. He's going to be in jail for the rest of the night. No, you're doing well. You're doing great. It looks like you're performing in, I don't know, twice the amount of gravity that we actually have here on Earth. But other than that, stupendous. Killing it so far. Yeah, Batui. Batui says world record for the longest time for this test. It might be. It might actually be the longest amount of time given to perform a fucking sobriety test in the history of this country. All right, let's see. Does it get any better? But officer, did you know my sandals can open a bottle? They do have a bottle opener. Yeah, no. Now he's in zero gravity. Somehow we've gone from double the gravity to zero gravity. He's now performing this in the International Space Station, which you'd think would be a little bit easier because you have less to control, I guess, in that environment, or maybe more to control. I'm not 100% sure. Not an astronaut, but he's seemingly going back and forth from double the gravity to zero gravity. Well, yep, there you. You'd think he was actually doing like a tightrope walk. Right? Like, you're not over a pit of lava, buddy. Like, there's not a pit of crocodiles underneath you that you're going to fall in. He's like, like holding on for dear life. If this fucking, I don't know, if this test takes any longer, he might actually be legally sober by the time they fucking go to put the handcuffs on. Like, it might be completely out of his system. Like, he might be outsmarting the police. He might be outsmarting the cops right now. Like, if I could just stay here for another 37 hours, I'd probably be under the legal limit by the time they put the cuffs on me. Oh, he's on a roll. Oh, almost had it. He was on a roll. Looked like he's on that fucking the ladder at the carnival. Like, that's only like connected on one fucking side, like a one place on each side, and you got to try to go up and hit the bell. Like, I feel like that was what we just watched. That's what we just watched. Like, you can make it a couple of them all right, but then at some point you're just gonna flip over. You're just gonna flip over like you're in a hammock.
Okay, awesome. So for the next one, the one like stand.
Awesome. That was great. Fantastic. You knocked it out of the park on that one. For the next one that we're gonna do, even though we already know that we're going to arrest you, is this test. But let's go where he's actually being booked, because now that we know he's impaired. Let's see what else he tries to do to get out of it.
Was it a bar or a restaurant?
No, it's Oceanside. What is it called?
It's all right, Scott. What did you do there?
It's not all right. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. So they're basically trying to figure out, I think they're questioning where he was, what restaurant, where he came from, what he did, type of bullshit. But it doesn't matter. They know he's being arrested. At this point, at about 10 minutes ago, they knew he was being arrested for DUI.
I had 3 drinks.
Okay.
Oh, now it's 3. It was 4 earlier. So somehow we've worked up. See, he is clever. He's pretty clever. Somehow he already managed to work off one of those 4 drinks just doing the sobriety test. I mean, the guy's a genius, really. I mean, I don't know why we're even making fun of him. The guy probably he's written the book on field sobriety test. And again, if you stay there for 47 hours, the cops can't do anything.
You get.
I don't know. The bartender made it up.
Was it like a cocktail, like a mixed drink or a beer?
It was a cocktail. Come on, guys.
Like whiskey, vodka, tequila, rum.
Who thinks he's gonna get off? Like, come on, guys, don't do this to me. Like, just turn off your body cameras. Let me go. You guys will get fired, right? You guys will definitely lose your jobs, probably even be prosecuted when I go on to kill somebody later on down the road because I'm drunk driving with my children. You guys will definitely be arrested, prosecuted, probably put in prison. But please, can you just take this chance once for me?
Gin.
I don't know.
Okay.
Again, he thinks it's good of him to say he doesn't know what he drank. Not looking good that you don't know what you put in your own fucking mouth, down your own gullet in the last, 4 hours. Probably doesn't bode well for this. But let's see where they go to put him in cuffs, which is right here. This is the satisfying moment that we've been waiting for.
If you're gonna pull away, then I'll do it in front of your kids. Okay.
So again, you just heard the cop actually gave him the opportunity. Like the cop again was trying to be as nice as possible. And you'll even hear, I'll play at the end of this. I know I'm a little bit over and I apologize, but at the end of this, listen to what the cop says, right? That just kind of like makes it a human interaction, this whole thing, right? And kind of puts this DHS officer in his place and just gives him absolutely nowhere to go. So this is him getting arrested, and then the final thing I'll play is him getting put in the squad car. Oh, but what I was saying is this cop actually said, hey, Scott, I forget his name, I think it's Scott, but like come back to the police car so we don't have to do this in front of your kids or where your kids will see you. Like trying to be respectful, trying to make it as like less impactful to the children as possible. But Scott didn't want to have it. Scott wanted to fucking resist arrest. He wanted to pull away, and he wants to make this even worse now. Again, because his kids are his life. I hope you heard that part of this whole story. The kids are his life, not the booze, not the cocaine, not the probably several women that he cheated on his wife with, not the racism, not the bigotry. It's his kids are his life, the ones that he was expressly, putting in the most amount of danger possible.
Okay. I was gonna do this away from your kids, man. You're gonna pull away from me, then I'll do it in front of them.
I'm not pulling away. I'm not fucking moving.
Just relax, man.
You keep hitting me right now.
Right, what goes on? Ready?
Scott, I believe you're impaired.
Guys, don't do this.
They tried talking to him.
Please, I am going through a divorce. Don't do this to me.
Once again, tries to plead with the officer. I'm going through a divorce. Please don't do this to me. And listen to what the cop says here. Listen to what the cop says here. I found this very surprising.
Are you able to fit in there?
Lane. Look, man. We wear the same shit. Lane, just talk to me for a minute, all right?
Yes, man, but I really need you to go to that car, please.
I get it. Please don't do this to me, man. Go through a fucking divorce because...
So with the tears again, now I don't know if they're crocodile tears or whatnot, but again, this is one of the 7 stages of that drug he's probably on. But again, trying to squeam, he's in handcuffs, failed the sobriety test, been pulled over for drunk driving with his kids in the car 100 miles away from anywhere he's supposed to be, and he still has the fucking audacity, still thinks that he has the power to work himself out of this situation. But listen to this.
Lane, come on, man. This is gonna fuck me, dude. Please don't do this to me.
I got arrested for DUI 2 years ago.
You hear that? Do you hear that? That's the cop. Just said, hey, listen, dude, shut the fuck up, basically. I was arrested 2 years ago for a DUI, right? And listen to what he goes on to say, because I think this is fucking huge. And I think this is probably a moment where that cop didn't want to admit that, right? But just kind of felt it like this guy's being a little bitch. This guy needs to fucking act like he says everybody else should act and, start taking responsibility. So he says, this officer says, listen, dude, you're not getting one over on me in the sympathy bucket, right? You're not going to tell me anything I don't know. I was arrested 2 years ago for DUI, right? And listen to what he says. This is great by the cop, too.
Lane, I get it. But do you have kids?
Own up to your mistakes, man.
Own up to your mistakes, he says.
You're a grown adult.
You're a man. You're a grown adult.
Myself too. Own up
Cop
to it.
says, listen, I cried my ass off too. I sat and sulked in a room too. But guess what? Inevitably, I had to fucking bite the bullet. Pardon the pun. But, I had to face the music, right? I had to sit there and say, I put myself in this situation. Nobody else put me in this situation, and accept responsibility. Again, not what these people are probably used to hearing.
You're going to sit in jail tonight. It's going to suck.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You're gonna
Lame.
It's gonna suck, man. It sucked for me. It's gonna suck for you too. It is what it is. Be a man. Suck it up. That's what everyone tells us. I know.
Be a man. Suck it up. That's what everybody tells us. Like, just giving it to him straight, right? So I like this. I like this guy. I like the way he's fucking handling this, right?
Whatever. If you're a cop, whatever.
Yeah, I'm a fucking law enforcement,
Okay,
dude.
then stop talking and sit in the back of the car.
And again, another piece of great advice by the cop, because he's like, I am a law enforcement. Then shut your fucking mouth. If you knew what was good for you, you would shut the fuck up. Because there's cameras running, and anything you say can and will be held against you in the court of law. You know what I mean? That whole, you don't watch Law and Order? Oh, sorry. You probably should. But again, he even escalates this even further, and then we'll end on this. And then I just want to play a second of the ICE impersonator, just to show you that that is actually going on and isn't something being made up by us. But here's where he escalates and tries to get away or tries to resist the cops again.
Don't fucking do this. Lame.
Hey, come on, buddy. We're not doing this. Come on. Listen.
So you guys are fucking shut.
Come on, put your feet in.
Stand up.
Stand up, come on.
Stand up. Put your feet in it.
No.
Man, don't be a kid. Come on.
Stop.
Where are my kids?
Stand up. Put your feet in.
What?
Put your feet in. Put your feet in. You don't want to make this worse already. Come on. Come on, man. Let's go.
You got to sit in the car,
You're
man.
going to jail for DUI, which is a misdemeanor. If you don't cooperate, you go to jail for resisting. You don't want to make it worse. Come on, put your feet in, buddy. All right, your kids will be fine. This will pass.
Listen to me.
No, sir, not on the side of the road. Come on, let's go, man.
We got to sit down, Scott.
God damn you guys.
Thank you.
Fuck you. Okay.
Hey, and there it is. There it is. There was this, admiration, this mutual respect between law enforcement officers and, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. We both do the same thing, man. Quickly turns into fuck you, right? So these people don't give a shit. They don't have your back. Even the people they supposedly have their back in their squad would be fucking, they'd jump across them in a fucking heartbeat. They'd be disloyal to them in a heartbeat. And he's not done either.
You really fucked me, man.
Yeah, you really fucked me. Not the guy that had the beers, not the guy that drank all day, not the guy that decided to put his kids in danger and in the fucking motor vehicle he was driving drunk, not the guy that ended up 100 miles away, not the guy that going through a divorce and a fucking custody battle. It was the police officer that pulled you over that's actually responsible for what you guys did, for what you did. Take some responsibility, you bitch ass pussy. And I think he even rolls down the window to start complaining too here.
What are you doing, man?
Don't fuck with my kids, man.
I'm not messing with your kids. They're gonna go with their mother for tonight.
Yeah, that's the last thing that guy wanted to hear. The last thing he wanted to hear is that his wife was already been made aware of this whole situation. That's like when you're a kid and you fucking, you get scooped up by the cops and it's like, we just called your mom. She's aware that we're going to take you home or she's on her way to pick you up now. And you're like, shit, fuck. Like you couldn't have called anybody else. Like anybody, like the priest, anybody. You had to call Ma, didn't you? You had to call Ma. So he knows he's in deep shit here.
They're just gonna go sit at the station. Their mom's driving down to pick them up.
God damn it.
Look, I guess you're mad, man, but don't take it out on me.
I ain't taking shit out on you, Lane.
Well, you told me a few times you hate me and to go fuck myself.
I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Look, man, I'm not trying to be hard on you. I'm not trying to be a dick to you. You said it when I first pulled you over. I'm just doing my job. This pays the bills. This is my job. It is what it is, man. I can't say no to it. It is what it is, man.
Let me see my kids.
You were with them all day, but you spent that time drinking and getting drunk instead of spending the actual quality time with the kids. So no, you're going to sit there behind those bars. You're going to shut the fuck up. You're going to do the time and you're going to fucking take responsibility like the bitch ass you are. All right. So I just wanted to, I had to play that. I thought that was absolutely fucking beautiful. And then that just leads to this. And I'll let you guys out here again. We're only going to put a couple minutes of this. I just want to again show proof that this type of stuff is happening throughout the country. We've been talking
in
about
Orange County, Florida, responded to a suspicious man with a gun.
So again, this is somebody impersonating an ICE officer with a loaded weapon, going around looking for Mexicans and interjecting himself into this situation to try to deport them himself. And again, this is not a lone wolf. This is not a lone incident. There are people actually, and this guy is actually not dressed up as an ICE officer, right? But there are many, many reports out there of people dressing up just like ICE officers with masks and the body armor, going around and pretending to be ICE to gain access to homes or to gain access to people, right? So check this out.
Who rolled up to a maintenance worker on a bicycle and told him he was working with the police to investigate illegal immigrants in the area. But here's the twist. He wasn't law enforcement at all. This was
You think
47.
the guy in the track shoes, the shorts, and the fucking puffy coat on the bike isn't law enforcement? You're saying, oh, geez. I mean, who could have seen that coming? Although that mustache and that hairline is kind of saying undercover police to me, so I give him the benefit of the doubt.
Stephen Donovan, whose evening stunt instantly landed him into trouble as the worker backed off and went to call law enforcement.
Cool. I'm not here to hurt anyone.
One second.
What had happened was...
Hold on.
Okay.
1 second. First of all, you have a gun on you?
You're telling me that guy's not a cop? Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes,
What?
got a gun on him. Got a gun on him in Florida, right? And again, thank God for these lackadaisical gun laws in Florida and these red states that allow fucking psychopaths like this moron to not only gain access to one, but also carry one willy-nilly and actually be able to do that according to the law.
Why?
Yeah.
Because it's crazy around here. It's an open carry, Florida.
Well, it's not open carry. It's you're allowed to have concealed, yes, but it's not open carry. Okay.
Florida's open carry. All right. Basically, there was a bunch of sirens. A Mexican ran into a place.
There was a bunch of sirens and a Mexican ran into a place. Are we getting this so far? Are we getting this crazy guy on a bike, loaded hand weapon? Probably nothing wrong with that in the state of Florida. Chasing Mexicans around, or people he deemed as Mexicans.
I locked the door, and that's it.
Yes, what any smart individual would do with you tailing them with a weapon, looking like a creep, right? I would definitely go into the first residence I see and lock the door myself too. So probably not that strange.
A what?
An illegal Mexican broke into one of the places.
Oh, he's illegal now because apparently you can tell that now from the way that they break in, or for maybe the way they look, or is it the clothes they're wearing? Or did you have time to inspect this guy's asylum paperwork? Did you see his legal status somehow in this exchange? What gave you the opportunity or the information to deem this person as illegal? Just kind of curious. Or are we just everybody's on the street now just saying, hey, that's illegal. That guy's illegal. He looks illegal. Get the gun. You got the gun there, Chief? Hey, Steve, go get the gun. I think I saw an illegal Mexican. Like, that's what's going on. Literally, it sounds stupid, but we got fucking vigilantes all over the place trying to take matters into their own hands. And it's only because of the way that ICE and their policies and the way they've been going about doing their work just fucking leads to these situations, right? When you go out there and you're talking about anybody and everybody should be rounded up and you should use all force necessary and they're destroying the country. Remember this? I mean, I know we play this as a joke, but he was talking about immigrants, right? When he says
eating
this,
the dogs, the people that came in, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Right, so it sounds like a joke. It's ridiculous to us, but in that moment in time, he's trying to get people in this country to believe that illegal immigrants, undocumented immigrants, as we refer to them, are literally eating the pets of people. Right, so you can see the way that they're trying to be painted, the way that they're trying to paint immigrants with a broad brush to get people incensed, right? To get people outraged and to maybe take matters into their own hands. Like, remember this?
A group of Venezuelan killers, street gangs, occupying the town with MK-47s. I know that gun very well. I got to know it very well. I've become an expert on guns.
Right, so if you think a gang of illegal immigrants is taking over cities with AK-47s or, AK, whatever he says they are, then guess what? You're probably going to want to step up and do something and take some action, right? Stochastic terrorism is kind of another word that we can use for that one. But, it
this
goes on.
week it was reported that an illegal alien, and you just look at this, what's happening. Venezuela, did you just see Maduro? Venezuela, it's unbelievable.
All talking about immigrants, talking about foreign countries, right? Fucking unreal.
That's all I'm trying to say. I even had to call him one time.
This guy here?
Yes. And all I'm trying to say...
that's funny. So you know this gentleman. I'm sorry, what? Did he just say he had to call that guy?
I'm trying to say. I even had to call him one time.
This guy here?
Yes. And all I'm trying
Guy didn't say no. Like, he didn't say that didn't happen. They kind of cut that part out. There was a clip there. So that's strange. That's a little strange.
Say is that there's a Mexican that's been breaking into that place.
Into a certain apartment?
Yes.
We're saying he's the police. Is he the police?
I think
So, and then this is the people that this gentleman approached, right? So this is either, I think one of them is the gentleman that he approached, and the other two are working at the property. And this woman's like, well, he said he was the police. You know what I mean? Like, is he the police? I don't know what the fuck's going on here. It doesn't look like the police to me.
What's going on? Like, why
So the guy stopped him with a bicycle and told him, I'm the police, and showed a gun and told
Yeah, be
him,
careful.
open the apartment 13102 for me because there's illegal people there and I'm trying to get them out. Apartment 13102 is empty. It's supposed to be empty, but they found out today that probably there are people squatting there.
Yeah.
Because they changed the
Does he
laws.
actually stay here on the
I've
property?
never seen this guy before.
And here they say they've never seen this guy before in his life. So this guy's trying to take matters into his own hands, right? And trying to, I don't know, I guess evict people out of this apartment complex or this property, right? Because he deemed them to be illegal Mexicans, as he calls them, with a loaded handgun. I mean, again, and this is just one of several situations. Let's go back to this kid. You can see how crazy he really is, right?
How do you have knowledge of this apartment was being broken into?
Because
you're saying this is a very highly populated Hispanic community.
Okay.
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 So I mean, a lot of Hispanic people live in these apartments.
Okay. Well, there was no lock on the door, and there was a mattress sitting there wrapped up, ready for him to go.
Before deputies arrived.
That's the justification that he's going to try to give to go into an apartment with a loaded handgun. Well, the door was locked and there was a mattress outside and he had a mustache and, you know, brown skin. So I figured, hey, what the fuck? I might as well just knock on the door and see if he's squatting, right? Because, you know, these bastards, they don't work. They do nothing. All they do is suck off the teat of the government and these, you know, that idiots. Bunch of fucking morons, right?
He started banging on doors and windows, loudly shouting that he was a Homeland Security officer and presented
all right.
a blue
So
card.
impersonating a federal agent, I believe that's also a crime, right? So I think we get the gist of this story. We get the danger posed by, again, the policies being put in place by DHS, by Border Patrol, by ICE, right? We see how that leads to people, and the rhetoric that they're putting out leads to things like this, right? And the mask and the whole, you know, thing covering up your identity leads to people also impersonating law enforcement, ICE agents with masks on their face. With, you know, sometimes it doesn't take much to get a semi-real looking badge too. Like I'm sure you can get them on any number of fucking websites. The body armor and the gear that they wear, you can go down to any fucking military surplus store and pick that shit out, right? Doesn't take much. Doesn't take much, and it's happening throughout the globe. It's happening throughout the country. But, you know, it's just something that we need to keep our eye on and you know, continue to highlight. Oh, thank you, Jess. I appreciate you guys. I know I'm way over, and I apologize. Let's get into thankings. Oh, no, let's do this. I'm already over, so I might as well. Let's get into showing some pictures and stuff from yesterday, all right? Because I want to thank you, amazing people. This is one from yesterday in Boston that I wanted to show as well. I mean, look at that crowd. Thank you, Bri Manning on Blue Sky, for posting this. I appreciate that. Bri was also the one, I believe, if I'm not mistaken now, that also put me in touch with Sarah. So I appreciate Bri for also introducing me to Sarah and, you know, activists from my own neck of the woods as well. So I appreciate that. Not only did we have that, but let me see if I can put this on there as well. And I'll show you some of the amazing people that were out and about as well, because we did have a bunch of lobsters out there showing their support. Let me see if I can flip through, because there's a bunch of fantastic people. Yep, we had these that I want to show as well. So just people getting out there, showing their support. Look at these lovely people. Look at these lovely people. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see it a little better. Right? Look at this. I mean, this is, and I said, it's days like today, I'm reminded why I love my country. Thank you to everybody who showed up and restored at least a piece of my faith in the future, right? So the amount of people, the passion, I mean, look at this, the passion, right? I love it. I love it. Anti-authoritarians honk. You know, the difference, the breadth of people, different nationalities, ages, races, creeds, religions. Enough of this shit. No kings. I mean, it's an unbelievable sight to see. It really is. Let me see if I can pull up just a couple more, because I know we had some fantastic people, you know, that went all out to show their support, not only for democracy, but also this channel as well. Excuse me while I take a second to kind of find them. Let's see here. It's going to take me a second. Gonna take me a second. Oh, I showed you guys this one as well for the best sign contender. Let's see here. My apologies. My apologies. Bear with me just a second. Oh, this is one of the videos that I played. We could play this on here too while I'm looking for that other one. I probably have to wait till the music. I don't want to get copyright. I don't want to get copyright. But I mean, look at the amount of people across the street. Look at across the street over here. Like, this is before you even get onto the actual route that the protest was on. Like, this is just kind of like the overflow. So we go from here and we take a left, and this whole road, you'll see. I'll play the video here, but it's unbelievably filled up with people. Check this out. Thank you. All right, so I don't want to get copyright, but you can see that one. There was actually this one I had as well that I wanted to show you too. Let me see if I can pull this one up without causing a crash in the system. Let's see here. It was, yeah, this one that I wanted to pull up. Give me a second while that's loading. Let's see if I can put this on the screen, stop this, share this video file. Let's see if I can do it this way. Bear with me just a second. I got to go through a few things. Yep, it's this one right here. Where'd it go? It was just right there. Where the hell did it go? All right, give me a second. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Let me go to the photos. iCloud photos. That's today. Oh, here's one. Here's one. Here's one that I was looking for. Photos. How do I just open it? All right, so while that's pulling up, yeah, there we go. There we go. Let me share screen, stop screen, share screen. I'll do this one. So we got shellfish out there. Let me put this on the screen for you guys. We got, look at that. We got lobsters out in full force, right? We got lobsters out in full force. Let me see. There was another one too. I'm dying to put on. I don't know where the hell it went. Let me put up this back on the screen because there was somebody so nice. They tagged me and everything. They made a sign, and I'm going to scroll back until I find it. I'm going to scroll back until I find it. Sorry, but there's been so many fabulous people to, share these photos and share these pictures that it's just going to take me a second. But I promise I was going to show some recognition, and that's exactly what I'm going to do to everybody that got out there in a uniform and a costume with a sign, showed their support. Good grief. So many of these things. Where are you, Rocks? I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you. I know you're in here somewhere. I know you're in here somewhere. Good grief. Well, it's good to see all the support. It's good to see all these people, posting, reposting all of this. I should be close. I should be somewhere close. You can't be too far behind here. Can't be too far behind here. Yep, I remember that one. I remember that one. Bear with me. I do apologize, but there's just a lot of fabulous people, a lot of great moments. I don't think there was a bad picture being taken yesterday, right? Everybody's pictures that I've seen were incredible. The turnout was incredible. The peace was incredible. The coverage was incredible. Rocks, where the hell are you? I'm going to sit here. Oh, there you are. There you are. Let me get you on the screen here. Let me get you on the screen. I found you. I found you. Let's see here. Was it this one? Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. One of my faves of the day yesterday, from one of our great mods here, Rocks. Thank you so much. With the not only the sign, but the lobster. No kings in the crustacean nation. Boston Brian, I appreciate that so much. And even with the costume, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. And there are a bunch of you guys. Let's see here. I know I'm running out of time quickly. But there was a bunch of you guys that sent in, and I'm going to continue to repost and share those things out. But let me see. Oh, here was another one as well. Check this one out. Check this one out. Look at let's go, Jen. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. No kings over here, right? And then we got this one. At bostonbrian.com with the lobster outfit. Let's fucking go, guys. I really do appreciate that, right? I mean, for the tight-knit, the small community that we have, to see so many fabulous people that are so enthusiastic, that are willing to get out there in the heat, in the sun, representing, making a sign. It means a lot. It really shows the passion that you guys have for this community as well. So I really, really do appreciate it. There was one more that I wanted to show. What was the other one? Oh, the video. The video. Let me see if I can find this video here. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Let me see if I can put this on the stage for you guys as well. We'll end on this note because this is another high note, just showing how many people were up there yesterday. But let me see if I can stop screen, put this on the stage for you guys. I'm going to share the entire screen if I can, give you the audio, and let's see if we can do this. Because this was just one of the videos that I took yesterday. Nope, not that one. Was it this one? Where is it? Right. Yeah, there we go. All right. So this is the rest of that little trip that we had. So this is starting off in the beginning. Just check this out. We'll play a little bit of this just so I can show you how many people were out and about, at least in this area. Check this out. Right, so you can see the crowd going down that street, right? Across the street, right? Check out across the street as well, right? We keep it going. Look at all this. Look at all this. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just gonna let it play. I'm gonna let it play. Let's go. You gotta listen. Your ass off. Hey, do you poop in the woods? I gotta know.
The question is, because you asked me, am I hot? Go ahead. Yeah, am I hot?
Are you hot, sir?
All right. Does the Pope shit in the forest? That's the answer. I learned that here.
Well, thank you for everything you're doing. I appreciate it. Look at the fucking people, though. Like, I did not, I mean, I don't want to speak for Mel, but I did not expect any. And we've been to a few of these protests, and there was a good turnout, a lot more people than expected, but nothing even close to this. I mean, I'm going to let it play just because it's so awesome. Yeah, he was cooking. I asked him, he was in the beer. I said, I had to know if he shit in the woods. Hey, do you poop in the woods? And he said, no. He asked me if I'm hot. And he said, no, but the answer is, does the Pope poop in the woods? The only orange monarch I want to see is the butterfly. That lady's last sign just said. I like that one. That's clever. Hate won't make us great. Respect Constitution, not tyrants. For the love of democracy, no tyrants. And you can see people young, old, tall, short, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, everybody. Let's go. at how far it goes. Come on, too. You see that little double duty action? Watch the camera. Watch the camera come out the window. You see the camera down on the bottom? I was filming with my GoPro on my left hand, hanging my left hand out the window while I had my fucking real camera taking pictures with my right hand, trying to do everything one-handed. I seem to do a pretty good job at it, too. I want to make sure to document, as much of this as humanly possible, because this is going to be historical record. This is going to give evidence as to who was on the right side of history going forward. So I wanted to make sure to document as much as possible. So I was trying to do everything I possibly could to make sure I got it on film. I got it on fucking, photo, whatever I could. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, hold on. That was the candidate for best sign right there. That was the candidate for best sign. These three women right here. Angry women will change the world. 100% true. Donald Trump is a cunt, or I think it says a rapist. One of the two. Both are true. And then the last one is elect a rapist, expect to be fucked. Right? I mean, tell me that isn't spot on with 3 messages if I've ever seen it. Let's go. Thank you. And you can hear me. I'm trying to thank as many people as humanly possible for getting out there, supporting, showing their, their frustration, their anger, dedicating their time. I wanted to make sure to thank as many people as humanly possible, as you can hear me. Let's fucking go. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go! This is great, huh? Holy shit. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Look at it's even across the other side too. It's not even just this side of the street. Look at across the street, right? Look at across the street. Goes down that street, fucking on both sides of the intersection. There's just that sidewalk on the other side that you can see here kind of runs out on that other side, so that's why there's not many people over there. But look at this sign here. Obama, are you coming home soon? The babysitter is weird. Oh, I thought that was a great one too. Obama, are you coming home soon? The babysitter is weird. I love it. And yes, if there's anything that's going to bring a tear to your eye, that again, like I said, gives you faith, like restores faith in humanity and in this country, it's sites like this. You know what I mean? More cowbell! More cowbell! Look at that! All the way down that side street, too. All the way down that fucking side street, too. Unbelievable. Look at it, dude. Look at that. Thank you. Let's go. Holy shit. Let's go. Thank you. I mean, just fucking unbelievable. I just really gave me fucking, something to go home and be proud about, something to go home and be thankful for is, all the great, true American patriots that we have in this country, that actually want to fight for what's right and actually come down on the correct side of history. It really does restore faith in humanity. And it just goes to show how many of us there actually are, right? And we still have more people to recruit. There was probably a ton of people that had other stuff to do and probably couldn't get out as well. So that wasn't even all of us. So just think, if every single one of us can get out there, and I know it's going to happen, the change that we could affect. I mean, thank you again to not only everybody who came out in this particular protest and the other ones that we drove by and photographed, but all throughout the country, all throughout the world. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for doing it the correct way. Thank you for doing it respectfully. And thank you for getting out there and, again, raising the awareness that is incredibly important for us to continue to do at this point. So really, really appreciative, really, really grateful, really, really thankful for all of you guys that support this show, that support democracy, that support the progressive movement and progressive policies. I'm so proud and happy of the community that we've built here, regardless of how big, regardless of where we get to. I just want to make sure that you guys know I am very proud of you. I am very appreciative, and I'm very happy to have you guys in this community. So thank you. But let's get into, before I, turn myself into a mushy mess here, why don't we get into thanking some people? I'll get you guys on with your day to make sure that you guys can enjoy the rest of the clips that you haven't seen. Go out and enjoy the weather, whatever it may be. But I really appreciate you guys for taking the time and tuning in, for Sarah Whitman, obviously, for taking the time. I do apologize about the beginning as well. Thank God I caught that when I did. That would have been embarrassing, but she took it like a champ. We had a good laugh in the background. Mom was making fun of me. It was all it was all in good fun, and we made it work. So I appreciate you guys. But let me dive into the Venmo, because it's very important to me that each and every show I recognize and highlight and give a shout out to everybody that contributes and makes this show possible. So let me dive in here. Oh, my goodness. You guys are fucking unbelievable. Jenny, thank you so much. Been listening all week. Great work as always. Just finished posting my vids from the biggest rally yet in Indy yesterday to Blue Sky and YouTube. The heart of democracy beats strong. Hugs from Corey and I to, hold on, let me see if I can get the whole message. Well, let me get the whole message yet. But I'm assuming to you and Mel and Logan is what I'm assuming. So thank you, Jennifer, so much for your incredibly kind contribution. Thank you, Michael, as well. Again, I want to be careful with full names. Thank you so much for the 5 for the No Kings. That is incredibly generous of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Victoria. Oh, Victoria, good to see you. Thank you so much supporting the stream. Thank you for the $25. That's amazing. You guys are incredible. That goes for Linda as well. Linda says, thanks for your voice. Well, Linda, thank you so much for your passion and your appreciation. Thank you so much for your involvement. That goes for Moms as well. Thank you so much, Moms, my weekly tithing. Much love to you, Mel and Logan. Thank you so much, Moms. Thank you so much for getting out there as well. Hold on. Because there was one more before I let you go, because I want to make sure to get everybody in there. It was this one that I posted it on that I think yep. Give me a second. 1 second. I want to make sure to represent everybody that was out there supporting the stream and supporting everybody else. Yeah, so here we go. So this is Mom. This is also her candidate for the best costume. Not as good as the Grapist one, but how's this? I've read the books. I don't want to live by them. And here's Mom's on the right, dressed up as the why am I blanking? Why am I blanking on what's that called? Why can't I think of it? I don't know. Jesus Christ. Hit me in the chat with what that's called. Why the hell am I blanking on that name? Quick, before I look like a moron. Come on, hit me. Handmaid's Tale. Thank you, for crying out loud, Allie. I hate when the most simple things, the most obvious things escape me, and I cannot think of them. But thank you. Chat's always there to pick me up. Let me continue to thank people as well. I just wanted, did I put that on the screen? Did I ever put it on? Or did I not? There we go. I'll make sure that stays on there. Thank you, everybody. Let me see here. So, yeah, I think I got everybody. Teague as well. Teague says for a cup of Joe. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, thank you, Peter. My apologies. Thank you, Rox. I know. It's just sometimes my brain's going too fast for my lips. But let me get into thanking everybody over here on the YouTubes as well. Jerry Anderson, let's go. I love seeing unfamiliar names. I love seeing new names. I love seeing new contributors. I love seeing new people in the chat. So, Jerry, big shout out to you, not only for just being here and listening, but also for your incredibly kind, generous super sticker. $20. That's huge, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. JD, let's fucking go, brother. I thought it was JP. Is it JP or JD?
We've endorsed JP, right? JD Mandel, and he's doing great.
Thank you, JD. I appreciate you, brother. I really do. For the 5 gifted memberships, make sure if you're in that chat, receiving any of those gifted memberships, you're you're making sure you reach out and thank not only JD but everybody else that's kind enough to to lend those out, because it does cost money. It does come from out of pocket. So please make sure you're showing your appreciation as I do. Thank you, Susan, so much. Turnout in Columbia, Tennessee was great. Let's keep it up. That's what I love to hear, Susan. That's what I love to hear, is not only, and that's what I was saying earlier, not only is it the blue cities and the blue states and the blue towns, but it was also the red states, the red towns, the purple states, the purple towns, right? It was fucking everywhere and everywhere at the same time. So, Susan, thank you so much. The people in, I think it was, like you said, Tennessee, there was a couple in Louisiana, Virginia. I mean, you name it, in these states that you wouldn't really necessarily think the crowd would show up to, showed up to. So we really recognize those people because they're incredibly important. Those blue dots in the red states are hugely important in not only being able to sway some of their colleagues, some of their neighbors, and get them onto the right side. But, just because of the situation that they find themselves in, it's important that we continue to support and highlight those blue dots in the red states. So thank you so much, Susan. Appreciate everything you do. Linda Lou, even though that rhymes, I didn't mean it to, and I'm still going to. I appreciate you, Linda. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted. And again, please make sure everybody's reaching out to Linda Lou, still blue, and thanking her for her incredible contributions and generous gifting of the membership. So thank you, Linda. Thank you, Rachel. Let's go. Mass is one-party state with lots of dinos in office. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true, but we've also shown in the past that we're not afraid to, elect a Republican like Charlie Baker, right? We're not afraid to elect somebody from the opposite opposing party, because a Republican in Massachusetts is a lot different than a Republican elsewhere in the United States. So if they have the best policies and we think they're going to give us the best shot to succeed, we have no problem in Massachusetts saying, listen, we're going to pick the best candidate that we see. Doesn't necessarily have to be a Democrat, but again, just goes to show that we're in it to win it, and it's not partisan politics, right? We want to make sure that the best possible person is representing us in office, and right now those people are all blue. I mean, that's just reality. That's just where we're at. So thank you, Rachel. I appreciate you. Thank you for your kind contribution. Shout out to you as always. Slacks. Let's fucking go, Slacks, dude. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the $10. Slava Ukraini. Heroyam Slava to you, Mel and Duggery Dog Logan. Love to all my fellow Bryantologists. Thank you all in advance for your kind greetings. Robert, I appreciate you, dude. Really, for your contributions from the beginning of this channel. Everything you've done, all the kind chats that we've had, all the support that you've shown goes a long way, and I really do appreciate that more than you'll know, buddy. So thank you so much, Slacks. Thank you, Yvonne. Let's fucking go. Nearly a year, Boston Brian. Time flies, man. It certainly does, especially when you're with good people, especially when you're in good company and you're talking about things that are absolutely important and necessary and vital to everyday survival. It tends to fly. So thank you, Yvonne, for everything that you do, all the info you send me, all the clips that you send me, the funny messages attached to them. I really do appreciate it. So thank you, Yvonne, Ricky, for the 5 gifted. You guys are unbelievable. I love seeing these names time in and time out, show in and show out. You guys you really do blow me away with your support and the appreciation that you guys show. In tune, let's go, dude. Appreciate that. Thank you for the $2. Literally, all I ask for from anybody that's in the position to do so is $1 or $2. Anything beyond that is totally up to you guys. I really do appreciate it. Again, like I said, there's Venmo up in the corner, and $1 or $2 goes a long way. It really does. So thank you so much, Ricky. Thank you, Intune, Yvonne, Kevin, so much, dude. I really do appreciate you. What do you got? Is that you when you were younger? Oh, I wish I could make that bigger. Well, shout out to you and shout out to little Kevin as well. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you, Jeff. Imagine the brain of a man that would use the Insurrection Act against inflatables. Right? And again, that just goes to show the absurdity of the scenes, the absurdity of the optics of, again, a whole force of fucking, militiamen dressed to go into, Iraq, basically combating inflatables. Again, I wasn't sold on it to begin with, but again, I'm here now. So Jeff, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Linda Lou's back. Let's go. Linda Lou still blue, here for round 2. What you gonna do? But thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate that. For another 5 gifted, you're amazing. Thank you so much for being here always. Thank you so much for your kind contributions. Shout out to you, and thank you so much for your support, getting out there, staying loud, staying proud. That goes for Pam as well. Look for me, lobster costume on Ocean Beach, San Francisco. Oh, absolutely. Is it posted, or you mean in just like the just in like the general photos and the general video of that? Because that was pretty fucking cool, what was going on in San Francisco and other places with, the designs being written by people and stuff. So I'll absolutely look out for you, Pam. But if you can post it, if you send it to me, email me. I'll be happy to. Probably be easier for me to find it. But absolutely, I'll take a look for sure. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your contribution. Shout out to you, Pam. Thank you for getting out there and showing your love for democracy. Allie B, thank you so much for the 5. Medi was very good. Medi was very good. Not only was it humorous, not only was it straight to the point, it was factual, it was engaging. So yeah, thank you so much, Allie, for recognizing that, and thank you to Medi for all the work he does. Vaughn with 10 gifted. Let's fucking go, Vaughn. You're amazing. Thank you so much, Yvonne. 10 unbelievable people just got memberships. Thanks to Yvonne. So please make sure you're reaching out and thanking her as well. Please check out Waj Ali Left Hook. Absolutely. And thank you so much. And congratulations on being here for 5 months. I really do appreciate that, Ali. Thank you so much for that incredible show of support. That goes for Captain PJ as well. And sorry, not to blow over that, but Waj is fantastic as well. So everybody definitely should be taking a look at that, and Zateo as well. But thank you, Captain PJ. Again, I love seeing new, fresh faces, new names that are contributing. Not only that, but just showing up and supporting the Democratic community. It's really nice to see. So, Captain PJ, everybody else that's here for maybe not the first time, but haven't been here much. Thank you so much for the powerful words that you speak. Truth is your superpower. I appreciate. I mean, I can't. I wish there was more words that I could use to express my appreciation, but I can't really divulge into too many others than just thank you so much. And I really do appreciate the fact that you guys notice the hard work and the passion that I have for doing what I do. So thank you, PJ. Thank you, Chewy. Let's go, Chewy. Oh, you fucking saint, you unbelievable human being. Gifted 20 memberships to the fantastic Boston Brian Blunt Politics chat. Thank you, Chewy. And please make sure, if you're one of those fantastic people receiving that gifted membership, please reach out to the person donating that gifted it to you. It's the least you could do. And then I would also ask, because we're on our way to 1,000 members here, which is an incredible milestone, that, when that gifted membership runs out, I think, it'd be a month. Please make sure, if you're, if you think about coming back, if you're always here and you are in the financial position to kind of re-up that membership, think about doing it, because when, it tends to happen when a lot of people gift memberships, when they're unbelievable and they're so supportive and appreciative and support by gifted memberships, it tends to kind of skew the figures a little bit, because a lot of those, they run out at the same time. So you see a big dip and a big growth. So it's, we're trying to give it more even keel. So Chewy, thank you so much for everything you're doing. And please, if you got a gifted membership and you continue to find yourself back here in the chat, think about re-upping and showing your support. I thank you so much, Arizona Sunflowers. Thanks, Brian, for telling us the truth and helping us get past the presidential bullshit. That's what I'm here for. That's what I hope to do, is just, again, get more people engaged, more people involved, and make it just a little bit easier to consume a lot of this boring, mundane, frustrating, incredibly fucking confusing stuff, incredibly nuanced and difficult stuff to understand. So I hope to make it a little bit more engaging, so people aren't as, hesitant to get involved. So I appreciate you, Sunflower, for recognizing that. Thank you, Mark G. This entitled prick, is he an idiot or drunk? I propose both. I think you're 100% right, Mark, on both of those. I don't think there's anything that we could do to suggest he wasn't entitled, an idiot or drunk. So I think you're 3 for 3 on that one. I appreciate you, Mark. Mark, again, let's go. This is even failing as a Florida man. Yeah, 100 miles off, right? Like, don't you usually have to have like some sense of direction in order to be, I don't know, maybe not so much law enforcement, but definitely military. So I guess I would explain that. But Mark G, thank you so much for the 10 gifted for those 2 back-to-backs. I really do appreciate that. Chewy again, 19 months, brother. Aloha from Kauai. Thank you so much. Aloha, brother, from the West Coast. And thank you so much, Chewy. I wish there was more that I could do to show my appreciation. But 19 months of support. Not only that, but the gifted memberships. You're just fantastic. I appreciate you so much. Linda Lou, just having a day. Having herself a day. Another 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Linda. You guys are just absolutely incredible. You really are. Every single one of you. Please make sure we're reaching out to every single one of these incredibly generous people and saying thank you from the entire community. Jackie, thank you so much for being here for 4 months. I appreciate you. Congratulations, and thank you for your support. That goes for JD as well. Siempre antifascista. I appreciate you, JD. Thank you for the 7 going right in the swear jar, as you know. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you, Lonzetta, for 5 months. Congratulations, and thank you for your support. Thank you again for the DUI hard iced edition. I appreciate that. But again, I mean, it's just a little insight, a little glimpse, and I know we can't, take that and again, paint a broad picture of all of them, right? But again, from what we've seen, from the multitude of clips to come out, that is pretty much going to sum up a lot of the ICE agents that we've talked about, a lot of the ICE agents that we've covered, right? So, Lonzetta, thank you so much. Jess, let's go. Happy Sunday. Love you all. Brian, you're amazing. No, you're amazing. Danny's amazing. Tegan's amazing. Your cats are amazing. Your support is amazing. I'm just a guy with a camera and a microphone sitting here fucking wasting my I was going to say wasting my breath, but that's not true. That's not true either. But Jess, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Wes, what's up, Wes? You handsome bastard. Long time no see. I feel like it's been a while. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's glad. I'm glad to see you back. Lock them up. Lock them up. Lock them up. Absolutely. And again, if there's ever been a reason or reasons to remove somebody from office, I think we got those pretty much wrapped up. I think we're overflowing in the bucket of reasons to get this guy out of office. So, Wes, thank you so much for the 333. I really appreciate that. Jess, again. Let's go. Big day. Just popping in to say hi. Love you all. Brian, you're amazing. Thank you for being a voice of reason. Thank you for being the voice of for the voiceless, standing for everyone's rights. The world needs more lobsters, more of you in this world. Jesus. You trying to make me do tears? Are you trying to make me do tears, Jess? Because you're damn good at it. You are damn good at it. I appreciate you. I appreciate your appreciation. And I'm glad that I can speak up and sorry, one of the videos started playing. I'm glad that I can, use my voice and kind of, spread that word for people that may not have the ability, the time, the platform to do so. So if you guys can, live vicariously through me and I'm speaking the truth that you guys see and, the policies that you guys love, then, that's what I care about. That's what I care about. So Jess, to everybody over there, really, really thank you for your kind contributions and your just long lasting support of this show. I mean, you've been there since the beginning and I can't thank you enough. So thank you. Rube, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Ruben. Very nice of you. Thank you for the 5. Thank you. I get really awkward when people compliment me and thank me because again, it's you guys that make this happen. It's you guys that make a channel grow or not grow, that makes a channel successful or not successful. It's you guys that will change this country. It's you guys that are having an impact. It's you guys that are out there with the signs and the bells and the costumes, spreading the good word. It's you guys that are on the correct side of history. So sorry. I do get a little awkward when you guys try to compliment me, but I really do believe it's you guys. It has nothing to do with me. So I appreciate you, Ruben. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mrs. T. Texas sucks. The high one right now. No kings. Let's fucking go, Mrs. T. I love that. I can already tell we would get along very well, Mrs. T. So thank you very much for the 199. I appreciate that. Shout out to you. Thank you, Colleen. Great turnout, signs, and engagement in Omaha, Nebraska yesterday. I'll email you the pics. Yes, please do. Again, just another one of those places where you wouldn't really normally expect to see a huge turnout. You wouldn't normally expect to see that that huge passion for an anti-Trump sentiment. So it's awesome to see. It really is. So thank you, Ruben, again. Oh, thank you, Colleen, again. I mean, please make sure you send those. And thank you, Ruben, again, dude. Let's go. Big day for you guys. Great show today. And thank you, protesters. Absolutely. I 100% ditto on the thank you, protesters. I can't thank you enough. I really can't for not only getting out there, but for the way you guys did it. It was so well done. And it was so exactly what we needed in that moment. So thank you, Ruben. Thank you, Carl, for being here for 19 months, brother. Appreciate that. Such a huge show of support. Thank you, Ralph, as well. Keep rocking it, brother. I certainly will try. And it's only with the help of you guys, that we've seen here in the chat. People liking, sharing, subscribing, the free stuff, dropping a comment, dropping an emoji in the chat is what helps this channel grow. I really do appreciate. I know I sound like a broken record, but I really, 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 really from the bottom of my heart do appreciate it. Ralph, keep rocking it, brother. You as well. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. That goes for Christina and Sun Go Squad as well. Tagged you in a video. Go New York. Everyone did great. I will absolutely check that out. Is that on Blue Sky, Christina? Just give me a yes or no on that one. I'll make sure to check that one out. I appreciate you. I appreciate your contributions. I appreciate your passion. I appreciate your activism. And thank you for being here. Ralph, again, let's go. We are finding out who supports the U.S. Constitution and who doesn't care. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's becoming clearer and clearer by the day. It's becoming more and more apparent by the day just who doesn't give a shit about this country. That's why we take the time out to call people out like Tim Pool, Don Jr., Benny Johnson, the rest of these idiots on Newsmax, the idiots on Fox, to actually drill home the fact that they don't give a shit. They are unprincipled. They have no soul. They have no true beliefs, and they just go where the money tells them to go. So, Ralph, you're absolutely right, and thank you so much, brother. Thank you, Danny. So happy. So many showed up to protect. Great show. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Danny. I appreciate your support. You and Jess have just been fantastic. I can't thank you guys enough, but I think you guys know that. I appreciate you. Thank you, Robin. Why would they choose hate over this? Again, I'd probably go crazy trying to divulge or dive deep into the psychology of what makes these people want to go against what their grandfathers and their great grandfathers fought for. I don't try to understand it. I think it would just kind of make you go crazy. But as long as we know we're on the right side of history and we have the correct policies, I'm all set with it. So, Robin, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contributions. Thank you so much for your support. 19 months is awesome. I really do appreciate that. Tiff, let's fucking go. Proud Antifa. Let's go. Love you, Brian, Mel, and Lobsters. Right back to you. I really do appreciate that. Excuse me. Thank you for your kind contributions. Thank you for your service in the chat. I mean, without you and the rest of the mods, it just would not be possible. And then to round it out today, you guys have been unbelievable. Colleen, thank you so much. You may be small right now, but mighty in the future. I can only hope so. I really only hope so. I hope I am having enough of an impact to make sure that this show continues to grow at whatever rate. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that we're having an impact. We're having some sort of change. We're affecting some sort of change on the stage that we are on right now. And I would love to believe that we are on our way to doing that. So, and it's again only with the help of you guys. So thank you so much. Let me just double check to make sure anybody didn't sneak a Venmo in there while I wasn't looking. I hate missing people. Melissa, thank you so much. I knew there was going to be one. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that. I appreciate the 5 and hashtag no kinks. Thank you guys. I'm going to let you guys know I'm an hour over. It's been a long time since I've done that. I apologize. I really am sorry about that, but I just figured if there was any day to kind of really dive into the passion, the support, and the great people of this country, it would be today. So thank you guys. I will see you Tuesday on the Tuesday show. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're tuned in. Make sure you hit that notification bell to let you know when I go live. And please make sure you're supporting progressive, independent media, whoever it is. If I don't bring you the most value, the most bang for your buck, support the person that does. But those of you who it is me that gives you the most value and you do support the channel, you're unbelievable. You're incredible. I thank you so much. And thank you so much for being such, vehement fighters for democracy. So I'll see you Tuesday. I can't thank you enough. I really appreciate it. We're going to have another great show on Tuesday, and I hope to see you all there. All right. I'll see you guys. I really do appreciate it. Hey, find your nearest protest. Find your next rally. We're going to continue. This isn't over. This is just the beginning, all right? This is just the start of Donald Trump seeing his power and the Republicans' power wane going into midterm. So let's fucking go. I thank you guys, and it's only with the help of you guys that we are going to take back the House. We are going to take back power in the presidency, and we are going to make change in this country. So I appreciate it, and thank you. A big shout-out again to Sarah Whitman. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys are following her on Blue Sky. Make sure you're checking out all of her stuff. I really do appreciate it, and I'll make sure that I see you Tuesday, all right? Bye, guys. Peace out. Love you. I'm Boston Brian. This is Blunt Politics. Hit that like on the way out. Peace. Yeah, Jerry, we'll be talking a lot about Ukraine on Tuesday because they have continuously been stepping up their attacks. They've been continuously fighting back against Russia, and I want to make sure to continue to highlight that. We'll be taking a look at Gaza. We'll be talking about ICE, all the important things that we talked about on this show. So thank you, guys. Hit that like on the way out, please, and thank you. Well, thank you, Yorkie. Let's go. Heroyan Slava. Thank you, Jenny Faye. Bright Red Indy was a big crowd as I've been seeing people. I love all of us amazing new Americans. Thank you so much, Jenny Faye. And thank you, Yorkie, as well. You guys are all unbelievable. Thanks, Pops. Love you, big guy. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Go Pats. The Bruins.
Standing up here bashing the living shit out of Nazis.
Fucking Nazis.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful. Give yourselves a round of applause. It's so lovely. Everyone's so lovely.
The name. Movement, it moves a certain distance, then it stops, you see. A revolution gets its name by always coming back around in your face. You tried to kill me, you son of a bitch. So welcome to the
revolution. Eating the dogs, the people that came in, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pet.
My superpower is being honest. I will eat my neighbors.
Get off my plane.
Tell the director to call the White House. Do your fucking job.
Bad news, bad news. Even when it's good news, it's bad news.
Oh, get those lights off! Off! Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off.
Or go fuck yourself. I am the chosen one. Or go fuck yourself. How do you lie to the FBI and now you're running for president? Seriously, how do you lie to the FBI and now you're running for president? Or go fuck yourself.
Call them dumps. Big, massive dumps. Obama. They call them dumps. Big, massive dumps.
Yesterday's a hard word for me.
They call them dumps. Big, massive dumps.
Never fight uphill, me boys. Never fight uphill. They were fighting uphill. He said, wow, that was a big mistake. He lost his great general. And they were fighting. Never fight uphill, me boy. Or go fuck yourself. Army manned the air. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do. Or go fuck yourself.
Man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe. They call them dumps, big massive dumps.
You're a nation that just recently heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat your...
I'm just dandy. I got a bowl of chocolate pudding in my underpants.
You referred to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small.
Hey, you got a little chubby going there.
They call them dumps, big massive dumps.
He says rectum damn near killed him.
Is there anything worse than white people?
Later, guys. Thank you so much.
The big, fat, sloppy United States.